I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that right. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it, now I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, then you know what's next. Stay, you been rockin' with an all-star, baby. And I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby. And they know me in the city like a mob star. I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the rip and we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, oh, baby, we got some crazy volatility coming into the market right now, guys. We saw quite the pump and dump here today, getting that rip all the way up to, let me get the actual number for you, about $93,550-ish before getting a nuke all the way back down to $88,000. What is coming next here on Bitcoin now? I want to talk about kind of why we got the dump there, guys. We did have a lot, as expected in this bull market, a lot of FOMO longs on that last little move to the upside. With all those sitting ducks, those longs were sitting underneath us, and the Bitcoins decided to go down and absolutely wreck those longs. Can we get another push up? Are we going to get a bigger retracement here? Because we do technically still have some kind of bearish signals on the medium time frames. But as you guys know, in a bull market, you gotta take those with a grain of salt, as you know, the bearish signals are not going to be as reliant in a bull market as they are in a bear market. So we're going to be breaking down the charts for you guys. I'm giving you those key levels that I'm looking at. Just scalp short, that's it. That's right, baby. Shout out to Water Malone. He's getting it. Shout out to Water Malone. Yeah, absolutely. You could take those short positions, guys. We look for them in the Discord. But you just got to make sure that you're not looking to take that down to zero in the middle of a bull market. You know, kind of the way I've been handling things is, you know, trading. I'm going to show you guys exactly how we're handling it. But, you know, trading the ranges sideways, looking for longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, bing bong in that range up and down until it breaks to the upside or downside. But again, favoring those long positions, you know, for the eventual, you know, it's going to be more likely for that trend to continue up, obviously. So favoring those longs. Pepe is on fire. Let's go, guys. We got a lot to talk about today. And yeah, guys, we got the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water on deck today, which, by the way, guys, this is Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, not whatever Celsius is. I don't know why people keep saying it's Celsius. But anyway, guys, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gets you guys closer to winning some free crypto. If we get 850 likes on tonight's live stream, I will be giving away some Solana to one lucky CandleMafia member. And we're going to try to figure out a way to do this on the actual stream, guys. We just have to figure out a way to actually pull from the people in live chat, but we're working on that. Tony D is working on that. But for now, we're going to push it to Friday. But yeah, we hit 850 on tonight's live stream. We will be giving away some Solana on, I don't know. Let's make it, we'll give away $200 in Solana. Either 2 lucky CandleMafia members or 1 person getting 200. We'll let you guys vote on what you want. But yeah, or we'll just give away 1 Sol. How about that? Unless hopefully Sol doesn't go to like a bazillion dollars. But yeah, shout out to Tyler Durden, said not on my watch. Shout out to Tyler Durden, guys. We got Rob the Crypto Snob, Captain Kirk, Crypto Billy. You guys know who the mods are. Did I say Rob the Crypto Snob? Shout him out in the chat. Show him some love, guys. We got Skywalker in the chat, said, give me that hat, baby. If you guys want to check out these hats, you can go to FrankieCandlesTrading.com. And hey, if we get 1,000 likes I'll give away 5 Frankie Candles hats. How about that? We'll give away 5 Frankie Candles hats if we hit 1,000, and then $850 for $100 or $200 in Solana. And if we hit 1,000, we'll just do both. But there you go, guys. Let's see. Let's see if we can give away some hats today. Smash that like button. Break that like button. Creepily fondle it. Touch it with your butt. I don't care what you do, guys. I'm not watching. Just make sure you click the like button. We got K Diggity in the chat. Phoebe says hi, K Diggity. Let's go. Shout out to K Diggity. What is going on? We got Cousin Ken Bump It. We got Trond in the chat. Sufficient Enough. Pennywise, Nirvana. And last but not least, guys, we got, oh, God, it's going so fast. We got Gen Z and Goldavelli in the chat. Let's go, guys. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, and we'll try to call Bitcoin's next move for you so you can get into some trades and make some of that money. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart, and obviously we have gotten quite the ripski and the dipski here. Breaking out from that kind of $88,000 level, getting that big launch to the upside. Now, I do just kind of want to update you guys. I am now out of my long positions. This is not because I think Bitcoin's going to zero, but I was up pretty nice yesterday, so I decided to take some cash off the table here. So, yeah, we had 2 long positions, one of them down here from about $78,000. So I wound up closing that one. Pretty big trade there. And then we did wind up getting a nice little scalp long, which I was in yesterday, which we caught last night yesterday during in the premium Discord, and then we just wound up getting, and we actually, I didn't catch this short from the top here, but we'll talk about why we were looking for those. But yeah, then we just wound up getting a rip out of this range, guys. And, kind of what I was talking to the premium Discord about is, when you're in these aggressive uptrends, guys, like I said, I am going to be favoring, not that we're not looking for the shorts. Like I said, let me see, I might be able to pull it up here in the Discord. We are looking for the shorts here, but shout out to the premium Discord. We are looking for shorts at resistance here, guys, obviously. But as you know, in a bull market, you're going to want to favor those long positions. So the way I'm kind of handling this, especially if this parabolic move continues up, which I do think is going to be possible, guys. I think it's safe to say we are in a clean breakout here. Now, this doesn't mean that we can't get pullbacks, but it does look like we could continue up to some higher prices, and I believe maybe I can try to pull up the prices we were looking at yesterday. We had some Fibonacci extensions on the chart yesterday that we were looking at. I think I may have deleted them, actually, yeah, we came up to those higher prices here, sitting at about 93.5. But the question is, when are we going to get a pullback? And if we do, how low can we go? Well, I'll tell you what, guys, it does look like we may be able to continue up here. And to be quite honest, in these big parabolic moves, and I'll be honest, right, this is probably just the beginning here, right? I don't think this is, but if things do continue to get crazy, we're kind of stuck, right? Because we can't really look left for resistance, and we are limited on these huge moves up with the support down below. So really what we're kind of, the way we've been handling this in the premium Discord, guys, is we are obviously catching our longs from the lows of our ranges, right? And then riding those moves up and then not looking for new trades until we get some kind of consolidation, right? And then once we get that consolidation, we can get a little bit more insight into what price is going to do, find our trades within the range, enjoy the next move up, pull the next range, find the next trades, and then enjoy that next move up on the way back out, right? And then again, if we do wind up getting a bigger move to the downside, we are obviously going to be looking for shorts at the highs as well, obviously with confirmations. We're not just blindly longing the highs and the lows, but I'm going to give you guys some of these key levels and kind of where I'm looking at for price to go if we do wind up continuing down here, because there are some potential bearish things on the charts here. Now, again, when I say bearish, you want to take that with a grain of salt. I just mean bearish, meaning pointing to a potential move to the downside, not a mega dump, not a move to zero. And we will jump into the altcoins as well a little bit later in the stream, guys. The alts are crazy, guys. The alts have been crazy, especially with what we've been looking at on the volume profiles. They've been absolutely insanely respected. I want to cover some of them today as well. But let me take a sip of this Aztec Cactus Moss Water, and we'll continue in here. I'm going to take a look at these key levels and show you guys those bearish signs. Let's take a sip here, though. Oh, it's too bubbly for that, guys. Too bubbly for that. Guys, drop a sauce can in the chat if you guys are making money on these first movers here, on this first push-up in the bull market, guys. Let's go. I mean, not the first push-up, but, the first push-up in 7 months. Very exciting. But as we look here, guys, we looked at this yesterday, right? And this should be a pretty good kind of, I don't want to say lesson, but should be a really good kind of indicator of why you want to take the bearish signals. There's those sauce cans. Let's go, baby. Spam those in the chat if you got a membership. And if you don't have a membership, guys, Tony D, actually, I think Tony D is driving right now, but Tony D, if you can hear me, whenever you get a chance, if you could, I would love to drop some members on the mafias here, on the mafias. That is plural. Let's see. So much sauce coming our way. Smash that like button, baby. Let's go. Go grab a bowl. Shout out to Cousin Can Bump It. But guys, we've been looking at this daily. VWAP is coming to the downside. We got this thing moving its way down towards that zero line. Once we wind up getting that crossover and the red dot on our momentum wave here, this could be the indication that we're going to get a little bit of a pullback. Now, again, I am bullish. I believe we were going to go higher, but if we are going to get those pullbacks, you definitely want to keep in mind not only the opportunity that, if you're leverage trading like we are, right, you can not only long the market, but you can also catch these nice moves. And here's the thing, guys. When it comes to trading, even the scalp trades, the day trades, the really nice thing right now, because of the bull market, is the volatility we are getting, right? Typically, when you're just moving, like when price is not doing anything, well, this is obviously doing something, but when price is not really doing anything, you don't really get the biggest moves ever, right? And it's not that we can't make money on these little 1% moves. We definitely can, especially with the way we trade in the Discord, but when you get these more volatile moves, right? Like even this, like nice move down, nice move up, right? And then even the sideways ranges, right? We're looking at, let me see, these I believe are a bit bigger, right? 5% moves. This used to be what we needed to get some kind of views on YouTube. We needed a 5% move, and now Bitcoin is just doing it like it's nothing, which is absolutely beautiful because it means that these day trades that we're taking, these scalp trades that we're taking, these little ups and downs are way more profitable than they were in the past, right? So when I say we're looking for shorts and longs, people say you can't short in a bear market, and I'm here to tell you there is so much money to be made shorting in a bear market, not necessarily waiting for price to go to zero, but on these little scalps, right? And when you get a 5% move like this, there is plenty of money to be made, right? And then you look for longs at the lows, and then you can look for shorts back at the highs. And again, there's a little bit more to this. If you're new here, check out the channel. We have all the free sauce on the channel. It is basically like a free trading course. We even have a beginner series. If you're like just tuning in, you want to know how we trade here, what I look for, and how we make money out of these ranges, at least on a surface level. We go a little bit more advanced in the premium Discord, but definitely check out those playlists because it'll get you up to speed on what we look at here and how we're actually able to make money when price goes up and down. But these moves are nice now, guys. Like you can make a decent bit of money here, as we're getting those more kind of volatile moves, right? 5% up, 5% down. And then the way I'm handling these is, we're catching these nice move, right? But I am being a little bit more greedy with the longs. Now, obviously, this wound up happening at, I was not here for this long position from yesterday. It happened at 2 o'clock, so I was not there, but for these long positions, right, you're looking at them in terms of coming back up to your value area high. But when it comes to the long positions, obviously keeping an eye on all the other TA, that you're in a bull market, right, and the trend is to the upside. So you can be a little bit, in my opinion, I'm being a bit more greedy with the longs, holding them for the bigger breakout, to potentially new all-time highs. And even the case down here for the $78,000 long we took in the Discord on Sunday. I believe this was from Sunday. Was this from Sunday? Yeah, from Sunday. Right, we were just kind of looking at this local range, going from the high to the low, and then we look for the long down here, but we're being greedy. We look for it to go back up to the value area high, right? But we know that price might be ripping here in the bull market, so we wind up holding a portion of that. And then again, I did just close that trade last night for a nice bit of profit here. Made about $8,000 on that. Not even really that big of a trade, but just with these volatile moves, I did not expect that move to be that big. Otherwise, I would have loaded up more. But it still wound up being pretty nice here. But with that being said, guys, this is how we're approaching the market moving forward, right? Like, especially when it comes to this parabolic move up, you're going to be looking at these ranges as opportunities to look for longs and shorts, just favoring those long positions. And because it's really hard to catch moves when you're in a big move like this, right? Like you're not looking to long up here and what happens, right? I'll tell you guys why I don't long on these big moves, right? You want to catch your longs at a low, right? From down here or down here, right? You do not want to FOMO long as price moves up, because then your stop loss is going to be a sitting duck, which is exactly what we saw happen here today. And I'm going to pull up the TA in just a second, but we got this big move up. We kind of wiggled around here, and we had a ton of liquidity sitting down here from people FOMOing into these longs, leaving their stop losses down below. And what does that mean? That means if we start breaking into those liquidation levels, we are going to see probably a quick liquidation event pushing through all those stop losses. And as those longs get stopped out of their positions, it creates market sell orders, which basically just pushes price through that zone. And this is why you don't want to long on the way up, but you want to long as price is coming down to enjoy the move up. You don't want to panic in on those big moves up because you will likely get washed out, especially right now, guys. The liquidity is going going nuts. There's so much liquidity on the chart, and they are just, the longs are getting wrecked, the shorts are getting wrecked. It's absolute insanity out there, so you've got to be careful, and I just wanted to share with you guys how I'm handling this stuff, right? If you see a big move up, I know it's hard not to FOMO in, but you be careful because this is how the market moves, and they are going to take you out. You want to enter in on sound trade setups, which we show you how to do here. So with all that being said, let's pull up some of this stuff here. Pull up the current TA, and here are those liquidations, guys. We were looking at this in the Discord before price even broke into the zone, right? We started coming down. We spotted those liquidations, which were sitting on the actual liquidation chart. Let me pull that up, the liquidation levels here, right? Saying, hey, we got this a ton. We have a lot of liquidity. Where is it? We got a lot of liquidity sitting below. This means that if we start pushing into here, we're going to see a dump. Everybody's probably like, oh my God, we're crashing. The bull market's over. It's so scary, right? But we just know that this is likely based off of longs getting wrecked, right? So we look to push into that box, and if we do push into that box, we're expecting that sell pressure to increase based off of the longs closing out. When you get stopped out or liquidated out of a long, it creates a market short, right? Or a market sell. So when we come back to the chart here, we had it marked out, right? And we started touching it, and then what happens? We break in, and all the liquidity gets taken. We go right to the bottom of the box before getting the bounce. This is the magic of TA, guys. This is the magic of understanding how to spot liquidity in the market. And you could think about this as, you know, maybe you want to start looking for longs after all the longs get wrecked, right? You want to wait for the retail to get wrecked, right, before you look for your long positions, right? Because a lot of retail will wind up, just getting stop hunted. But not only that, if you were in a short position from up here, you could look at this as, hey, if we start tapping into here, this short might continue to play, right? And it gives you that confident kind of, and again, nothing's going to be 100% confident, but it gives you that pretty good amount of confidence that, like, hey, I at least know what's going on here, and I can come up with a plausible kind of thesis that if we break into here, we're probably going to start to see those liquidations pull us back, right? And again, not just like drawing this after the fact, guys. We look at this in real time in the Discord, right? And today I had an absolutely hectic day. I finally got a haircut, and of course, right before I left, I'm like, I'm going to get my haircut, guys. Watch those liquidations down below, and what happens, right? We just wind up coming down and filling those liquidations. So, yeah, I did not catch that trade, but unfortunately. But, today has been absolutely crazy with the not only my schedule, but the liquidity is just, I mean, this is insanity, guys, which is really nice because this is what we need as traders to make money. We need this volatility. So the question is, what are those bearish signs, right? We have the daily red dot. Now, this is something we've been looking at for quite some time. You got the daily red dot here. Money flow still looking pretty healthy, but yesterday, we were looking at the 16-hour red dot. We did get the pullback, right? And, yesterday with that 16-hour red dot, guys, we were looking for a pullback. And to be quite honest, we did wind up getting it, right? But it didn't wind up being that big. Obviously, with the bull market, you want to be conservative with the shorts. But, we did wind up getting the pullback. And one of the other things we were looking at was this 90-minute money flow, which technically is kind of just flat, right? It's not really coming out, but this will still be the thing. This is the thing I was looking at yesterday. If we can get this money flow in the 90 minutes to come out and cross over into the red with the daily red dot, it's going to be kind of what I'm looking at for a potential bigger correction to the downside. Now, on top of that, guys, we also have a 4-hour bearish divergence, which is now printing, right? Now, again, you got to be careful. You can't just short bear divs and expect a massive dump on Bitcoin, right? In a bull market, right? If this was a bear market and we were putting something like this in and, timing-wise, cycle-wise, we were in a bear market and it was very clear and, we had a lot of confirmation. I might be looking to take that short pretty heavily, but, this was another thing that we were looking at in the Discord. And the only reason I'm pulling this up is because just to kind of show, right? Like before we got the big drop, we're saying, hey, 4-hour bearish divergence is printing. And then obviously we look for other confirmations as well. But this is just kind of one of the basic ones, right? 4-hour bear div printing, that daily red dot is looking to print. Money flow still looks healthy. Now, if you're new here, guys, the money flow down here indicates the overall trend, right? Money flow indicates the long-term trend. These red dots are not sell signals. They are simply just letting you know that price might get a little push to the downside, right? So the red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows, right? Little ebb to the upside, flow to the downside. Ebb, flow, ebb, flow, ebb, flow, ebb, flow, right? That is what the red and green dots indicate. But the money flow indicates the overall trend. So you see that money flow crossing into the green. We're expecting that overall trend to continue even if we have these little pullbacks. Just to get the new Mafia members up to speed if you're new here. But we had the bearish divergence. We knew we had the liquidity sitting below, and we knew probably we were going to get a fill of those liquidations. Now, the key levels down below. If this 4-hour bear div plays out in a bigger way, if we start getting that daily red dot on the daily, because that's where daily red dots are. They're on the daily. If we get that daily red dot, 90-minute money flow starts coming out, and we start to get a little bit more of a pullback. We even have another 16-hour green red dot with our money flow still kind of continuing out. This is basically what I'm looking at to see if we're going to get a bigger correction. We need that 16-hour red dot. We need that daily red dot. We need the 90-minute money flow coming out. We need the 1-hour money flow coming out. Remember the 1/16th market cipher B strategy. These are some of the easiest strategies. This is like one of the easiest strategies you can use, guys. And I'm not going to go over it right now. I've covered it a million times. Maybe we'll go over it tomorrow. But if anyone has a question about it, ask in the chat. One of the Mafia members will clear it up for you. It's pretty simple. But, you know, that's going to be kind of what I'm looking for. We need this money flow to come out to see that continued trend to the downside. Now, if we do get the we'll take a look at the targets to the upside as well, just like we did yesterday. But if we get the bigger pullback, where are the key levels of support? And very simply put, guys, they're kind of similar to what we were looking at yesterday, right? Now, number one, I really am going to be watching this value area down here for a couple of reasons, right? We have the value area high at about 81,170. Now, again, I'm not saying we're guaranteed to come down here. I want you guys to have the key levels down below so you know where I am likely going to be looking for my next trades. So, yeah, value area high sitting here at about 81,160. POC sitting at about 79,736, and then the value area low sitting at about 78,668. This is going to be kind of the next. We don't really have much, right? You know, there's not going to be much support here, right? The only support we have is on these little consolidation areas, right? So we have, you know, right here, that value area for the most part is going to be the next big level. And then obviously we have this zone down here, which is kind of more sound, and this is more local. And what I'm going to be looking at as in terms of context here, you know, moving into the rest of the day and tomorrow, right? So if I pull this up, obviously we have our value area locally. Whoops. And again, this is what helped us find that beautiful scalp long. Do I still have this on the chart? Yeah, this beautiful scalp long from the low to the high, plenty of money to be had, and you could even hold a portion of that to potentially get the bigger rip to the upside, you know, again, being a little bit more greedy with the longs. But what helped us get this long here in the Discord was this value area, right? We knew when we got down to that value area low, this is an oversold asset, right, or a cheap asset, and we're looking to come back into that fair value towards the POC and the value area high. Get above the low, go to the POC, go to the value area high, right? Now, obviously, you got to know what to look for to take the long, but, you know, this is kind of how we trade here, right? And then we come back down. You get the move from the high to the low, and then where did we wind up getting the next leg up? It wound up happening at that value area low. These are the levels that you need to be able to find, guys, if you want to catch those next big moves to the upside. And the value area is helping you do that, right? Not only did we have the value area low, but we also had a golden pocket confluence down here. Well, actually, technically right here, we have that golden pocket confluence on that value area low. We come down. We just wind up holding that long zone once again before getting that next big break to the upside. So this is going to be kind of the key levels to the downside right now. And I'm actually going to see, let me pull this to the current price action real quick. Yeah, I mean, you could look at this in two different ways, right? Personally, I like looking at the previous value areas. This is really what helps me call a lot of these moves. This is what works for me. If you look at the current value area, this is not wrong. This can still be very, very, very useful. You're going to get great levels like this, and you can see the levels are respected, right? You get a bounce off the high. You get back in towards the POC. Now you're potentially getting accepted in here. But really what I like to look at is the previous ranges. This is what I find to be the most useful, you know, when I'm trading, right? So if we look at this value area high is sitting at about, I'm going to get rid of the resistance zone because it's technically not resistance anymore. But the value area high is sitting at about 89,426. POC sitting at about 87,140, and then your value area low at 86,787. If we get stuck back in here, right, under this value area high at, again, $89,287, right? If we get stuck under here, I'm going to be looking for a move back down to the POC and the value area low. At this point, I am still treating this as a sideways range. Right, I will be looking for potential longs down here, assuming it doesn't happen at 2 in the morning again. You know, if I'm here, I will be looking for those longs down here for a potential ride back up to the range. And then who knows, if the bulls decide to rear their head again, maybe that is our next chance to catch a long from the low. Now, with the medium time frames, the daily red dot, the 16-hour red dot, the 1-hour money flow kind of coming out, the 90-minute money flow kind of coming out, right, with these other bearish signs. And it's not just the 4-hour bear div, guys. We also have a 2-hour bear div, which is now confirmed, right? 3-hour bear div. We have a lot of these time frames printing these bearish divergences. And not only that, but we also came up to a key level of resistance. And again, I think I deleted the actual, I believe I deleted the actual fib that we were looking at. Let me see if I can remember where I pulled this from. I think it was just right here. Bada boom. Bada bing, right? And what happens? You come right into your Fibonacci extension zone, right? Pulled from this high to this low. We've come up to that Fibonacci extension zone. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what fib zone we were looking at on yesterday's live stream or the market update. I think it was the live stream. But I believe it was this one. I don't want to say it was if it wasn't, but I think it was. Actually, let's see. I could tell by the time. Yeah, maybe, I don't remember. I don't know. But either way, this is a Fibonacci extension zone, right? So we've come up into key resistance, right? If I was looking for key resistance up here, this is where you're pulling it from. So we've come up there. We're putting in divergences into that resistance level. And I only say key because it's the only resistance above, right? The only way we can find resistance right now, guys, is with Fibonacci extensions or trend lines, right? Or spider lines is what I like to use. Shout out to CryptoFace. But, yeah, if we continue down, this is simply going to be, right, bearish divergence on the 4-hour. I mean, hey, 16-hour red dot, daily red dot. If that continues us down, I will be looking here at these local levels. But if those bearish signs on the higher time frames, guys, do decide to play out a little bit more, I am simply going to be looking down to our next key level around, 81 to about 78.6, right, which is down here on this naked value area. Now, if we pull up our fixed range volume profile, VPVR. Why is this like this? Hang on one second, guys. I gotta hang on. Why is this? Why are we showing this whole thing here? This is obnoxious. Well, I'll fix that later. But if we do continue down here, guys, right? Like we're just looking like there's not much down here, right? There's not much. This is just a straight move up. And if we start breaking into this low volume gap, we could get a quick move down towards that next higher volume area, which is sitting down here. But again, technically, your shelf of volume starts at about 82,655, but really that value area is going to be what I'm looking at down below, right? Very simply put. And again, when you visualize this with the volume, you can just see, right? Most of your volume's up here. You got a pretty big gap all the way, again, to 82, 7, 82.8, and then you start coming down here to that lower volume profile. But these are the levels that I'm going to be looking at, guys. Again, it is kind of limited here as we don't really have a lot of daily, we don't have a lot of support, right? We kind of just ripped up here, so there's not a lot of levels, which could be good, right? But also could be bad because we start, again, breaking into these quick moves up, could be quick moves down. So those are the zones that I'm looking at. Now, again, zooming out just a little bit more, I do want to take a look at this. I don't know, right? I don't necessarily think we're going to get this, this pullback all the way back down to this scene of the crime, right? The 786 is sitting in confluence with this all-time high, but I'm not necessarily expecting this at this point, right? Doesn't mean it's impossible. I just want to point out that it's there, right? Like from this impulse that broke us out, the 786 is right on top of that all-time high. So if you do wind up coming down there, what is actually nice here is because that golden pocket, right? If we lose this, that golden pocket brings us down here. If we start playing in this range, that could be a massive, massive, massive level to watch around 78.3. But again, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, guys. Like right now, we are ripping to the upside. So, I'm not necessarily looking to, wait for these levels to come in. I'm not expecting them to come in, at least anytime soon. But we'll see. When Bitcoin's this volatile, guys, things can change quickly. But those are the major zones that I'm looking at, right? Very simply put. Now, one more thing I want to cover before we start looking at altcoins is going to be when we look above us, right? The question is, well, Frankie, what happens if we continue up? Well, that's obviously going to be a situation that we can see happen. Now, again, are we getting those bearish confirmations on the medium time frames? Absolutely. Does it mean that we're guaranteed to come down? No, it doesn't, especially in kind of this big move up. But, guys, eventually we will get some kind of pullback. We're not trying to bet the farm on a big pullback. Again, being greedy with those longs, being conservative with the shorts. But, if we were to just yank out of here, which I would hope, like, come on, Bitcoin, give us a pullback here, man. Give us a pullback. Now, I will say this, guys. I do think that, I always say this, right? The market likes to create as much pain as possible. The market wants to put as much people in pain as possible. So when I look at the charts, I'm stuck with the mindset of what is going to cause the most pain here. And in my opinion, I think at this point that the most pain is not going to be caused by a big correction. I think the most pain right now is going to be caused. Now, I don't want to create FOMO. I'm not saying that Bitcoin's definitely going to rip because of this, but I think what would cause the most pain is to just continue this rally. This could be like the most hated rally ever, right? Like people feel offsides. People feel like the bears are getting wrecked. Everyone's trying to short every single top. Now, I don't want that to get confused with us. We are shorting tops, but only locally, right? We're not shorting every top hoping it's the top, right? We're just shorting these tops for local moves. But the max pain situation, in my opinion, to hurt the most people, I think, is to send this thing. But, so I am kind of more expecting, wiggle to the upside, little correction down, wiggle to the upside, little correction down, and then maybe all the way up to $17 million. I'm kidding. We'll talk about the higher targets in a second, guys. But, and then I will be taking stabs at the shorts. If we get a bigger correction, maybe down to that previous all-time high for some reason, we'll hold that short will continue to pay us out, right? But as of right now, I am definitely being, basically coming to the charts here on every dump, trying to find that key level I want along. Hopefully catching the short from the top. I didn't catch this one, unfortunately. But, if we do continue up, I want to talk about kind of what we got going on up here, right? So let me go ahead and pull this a little bit differently now because this has moved. One thing I do want to say here, let me get rid of that fib actually really quickly. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, right? So we do have some liquidity sitting up here, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. Should we look at the heat map? I guess we'll just look at the levels for now. So these are liquidation levels, right? So we do have some liquidation sitting up here, guys, but look at all those longs, guys. Now these longs, right? These are all long positions, liquidation levels sitting in the market. So when you see all these long positions, this is liquidity. Liquidity acts as a magnet for price, guys. If we want to go wreck those longs. Now, if you look on the side here, you'll see a little bit of like a histogram. This is showing kind of where a majority of the liquidations are sitting. It's kind of like a volume profile, right? So we had a lot of longs here. There was a spike on the profile here, right? And those were those sitting ducks. They were just kind of chilling down there, right? And we knew if we came down in here, we were probably going to tap these and start to absolutely wreck them all, right? These guys, all this liquidity sitting here are just sitting ducks. So we know once you break into that, it's going to cause that sell pressure to come wreck all those longs, right? So locally, we do have some liquidity above, right? A little spike in liquidity here, right? Just above these highs, these equal highs, and then all the way above this actual high. So when you zoom out, obviously there's much more liquidity sitting here to the downside, right? So many more people are long than short right now. And these guys might be sitting ducks in the market, and not just, fugazi, right? It's not just like random stuff, right? We saw the same thing here on the chart, which helped us predict that we were going to get that push down through the liquidation levels. It's the same thing here. If we come down here, these are sitting at about 85.17. This could be a place where we start to see liquidations really start to get pushed down. And they're pretty thick in here as well, right? These are only showing high leverage as well. So, you might have medium leverage and low leverage in there as well. These are only high leverage liquidations. And, let me just get that number one more time. What is this? This is 85,252, right? So 85,252. And where's that sitting? 85,252, guys, right? So, there's probably, if we pull these levels back up, let me pull the ones that we were just looking at, bada boom, right? It lines up perfectly with our range, right? So we do wind up coming back in here. We start coming down to the low, start breaking this. You might get a nice little liquidation wick, right? Which maybe that liquidation wick, if it gives us a big pullback, we might want to keep our eye, where is it? On this value area right down below, right? So, that's kind of what I'm looking at. We know there is a ton of liquidations down here, a ton. And again, just to show you guys how that works, liquidity below. You tap into these, you're looking for the fill, right? Or you're just looking for price to get a big dump to the downside. You might look at the candles nowadays and you might be like, oh my God, we're dumping. What's going on, right? We look at this and we say, oh, we're crashing in. Imagine if you could look at the box here, if you could look at the charts and be like, hey, we got liquidation sitting between these levels. We push in here. I'm expecting a push down. A little bit later, you push in, big push down, right? And it's the same thing, just to show you those liquidation levels so I can help teach you guys something here for free. Liquidations were sitting ducks right here, saying if we come in, flush them to the downside, right? Even circled the histogram here. Very similar to what we have here now, right? So if we do, it doesn't guarantee we come down here, but these liquidation levels have a way of being a magnet, right? They have a tendency to be a magnet. If we pull price down here and we start tapping this, it might get scary. And think about this. If you get that move down, people are going to start to think like, oh, that's got to be it, right? Like, that's a pretty big dump. We dumped from here, and then we came all the way down here. Like, this has got to be done. This has got to be done, man. We're going back to all-time highs. We have support, right? We got support here, and they don't have no idea that there's liquidation sitting down here, right? So what's going to happen? They're going to be looking for longs. They're going to add to the liquidity down below. This is all theory, right? Like, we can't guarantee that this is going to happen, but if we come down here, a lot of people are probably going to look for longs, right? You're coming down to support. This is how you want to come up with a trading thesis, guys. You'll have to have a plan for your trades and why you would look for positions. So here, I would potentially be looking for longs, but not directly off this support level. Like, I would say, hey, if we start breaking into here, you're probably going to get a super dump, right? Or not a super dump, in the grand scheme of things, it's not really that big, but this is going to feel really scary for people who are just thinking up only, right? So you come down here, you start knocking on the door, maybe the same thing happens. And then to the upside, same thing, right? We start pushing up. You may be able to get a wicks up into these liquidation levels as well. But just to show how well that works, guys, like looking at where liquidity is in the market is one of the most beneficial things you can do here. And I share these all the time. In the premium Discord. And again, it's not 100%, but, anyone in there will know, when this is like one of the only ways that, in my opinion, you can look at the chart and be like, hey, if we break this level, this is going to happen. You got to know how the market moves. You got to know where the liquidity is sitting, or at least know how to pull the volume profiles like we do. But yeah, there you go. By the way, guys, we are raising the price of the premium Discord, I believe, tomorrow. So if you want to get in at you will get grandfathered in if you get it. Whatever rate you come in at is what you're going to stay at. So if you want to get in and get grandfathered in, you can head over to FrankieCandlesTrading.com or check the link in the description down below if you want to try it out. It is not a signals group. I do not tell you when to buy and sell. We have trade setups that we put beforehand, and we look for certain specific confirmations. I let you know what I'm looking at to take the trades. I give you my levels. I share my charts. We do two live streams a week. I'm in here constantly posting all the time, and you will learn an absolute ton. My favorite thing here is finding people who reach out and say, oh my God, look at this trade I took. I learned it all from you. And I actually it's fun when people, see the setups and they make money off them. That's cool. But really what I like is like, hey, Frankie, I just was trading this coin that you weren't even looking at, but use what I learned in your Discord from seeing you trade, and I was able to find make a bunch of money, whatever it is, right? It literally is the coolest thing in the world. But I'm not going to tell you when to buy and sell, but it is, super, super, super saucy. We're in here trading. I'm very, very active. And there you go. So check it out. We're not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure what it's getting raised to, but it is going to be a bit more expensive than it is now. But again, if you want to get grandfathered in, check it out. No Black Friday deal. Shout out to Blueface. Shout out to Blueface. Shout out to the Hungies out there. Yeah, there will be a Black Friday deal, but it'll be more expensive than it is now. It'll be somewhere between the old price and the new price, right? So there will be a Black Friday deal. But yeah, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks. I wanted to give people time to get in there at the lower price. Yeah, $7,000 a month. Shout out to VW John. It's gonna be $7,000 a month. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys. If we continue to pump up here, just understand that we do have that. Look at those liquidity levels sitting here at about, yeah. I mean, if we do come up here, the top liquidity level is sitting at about almost 94K. So if we do come back up, we'll see what happens. I will be looking for shorts here on the way back up. If we come up in here into these Fibonacci retracements, but if we do, let me just pull this up real quick. Right, let me pull these extensions real quick. Whoops, let me actually see these. Don't love it. Get rid of this. So if we do come back up, guys, I will say we do have those liquidation levels sitting above, right? So let me unhide those. So these are also liquidations up here. So if we do come up, may be able, I don't know if we're going to get it, right? But if we did, could potentially look to come take these liquidation levels. And that would be a reassess the situation type deal here, right? Because if we're looking at that and we come up and we grab those liquidations, what is market cipher looking like? What do the low time frames look like? I will be looking for shorts up there, but it doesn't mean I'm just going to take it if we come up there, right? It's very important to realize that. You have to know what confirmations to look for, when to actually take a trade. Because if we come up there and things look like they're going to blast off, we're just going to, I'm not holding a long right now, but, we'll just, if you're on longs, that's where you would let it run. And if you do get the short setups, that's where you would look to take the short. So very simply put. But that's pretty much what I'm looking at, guys. If we continue up, I am just continuing to look at the Fibonacci extensions, right? So I'll just go ahead and pull it from here to here, right? We've come up to that 93, almost 93.5. So if we break above that, I mean, hey, let me pull this, try to get a little bit more of a local level. And I will check the spider lines as well. Yeah, 94, almost 95K for that next big move to the upside. Yeah, I would probably be looking at about 94.8, 95K if we do get that next push to the upside. And the bearish case does not play out. That's what I would look for. Again, I am not holding any trades right now. Might not be the case by the end of the night. We do some late night trading in the Discord maybe. But yeah, other than that, let's check out. I want to take a look at the spider lines really quickly here, guys, because I do want to. Yeah, so these were the next. Yeah, and there it is. These are the levels that we were looking at on the live stream, I believe, yesterday. So 92, not 93K, right? Come up into that. Let me come up to a lower time frame. Yeah, coming on up into that Fibonacci extension. Nice little rejection to the so to the upside, guys. $94,500 to $95,000 is kind of like if I pull this fib again, like you're gonna get some nice confluence on this spider line. To be quite frank with you, no pun intended. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean 94.5. I mean, depending, this trends up over time. Yeah, I would say about 95K. I'll just draw the box here, guys. I'm gonna draw the box. I'd be looking right here, right? And these levels just keep getting smashed. Next level's up here, guys. Bing bong, right? Next level's up here, guys. Are we going to get it? We'll see. But I would say between about 94.5 and 95.74. You got your fib extension, and you got your spider line in here. So that's probably going to be, if you're in longs, could be a next target. But I would be careful with the bearish things popping up here, right? Again, they're not taking them as seriously right now, but doesn't mean they're not going to play out. Shout out to the Mafia. We'll see what happens here. We'll keep an eye on this. Now, if I were looking for a short, Frankie, if you're looking for a short and it's not going to break the high, where are you looking, right? And this is, guys, where the Fibonacci retracements are coming in like super key here, right? From the high to the low. I'm going to change the template here just so it's not all messy, right? If we're going to put in a lower high, let me walk you through this real quick, right? I will say this. We came super deep here, but I will say this, right? 30-minute, 45-minute, even potentially the 1 hour, not as much the 1 hour, but some of these lower time frames do look like you could come up and put another bearish divergence in, right? Momentum wave comes up, lower high, higher high, could be looking for the short there. And again, I'll be in the Discord kind of covering this more in detail. But, yeah, really what I'd be looking at, right, where is the next place for price to put in a high probability lower high? Simply put, guys, you're looking at the retracement levels. If you guys want to know how I use the retracement levels, check the video on the channel in the beginner series. It's called Fibonacci something. It's free. You could watch it. I tell you exactly how I find these lower highs and higher lows, right? How we're able to catch shorts. If you don't catch the move from the top, how do you catch a move into one of these zones? I show you guys exactly how I trade these. But for the most part, right, where's that higher low likely to come in at? Let's assume, right, let's just say, hey, that 90-minute money flow is going to continue out. This is, again, the bearish case, not guaranteed. But let's say the 80, 90-minute money flow continues to come out. We got to push it into this zone, right? And we're going to get the money flow to come out, the daily red dot to print, and things are going to take a bigger turn for the worse, right? Or not the worst, but, correction. Where's that higher low likely to come in at? In my opinion, in this case, I'm looking at two major levels, right? From the high to the low. Fibonacci retracement sitting right here. If you want the level, mark it out right here. We're going to give it to you live. Screw it, we'll do it live. Guys, the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water's back, guys. You guys are, oh, God. We're about to see 2022 bear market Frankie going absolutely ape on the Aztec King Cactus Moss Water, screaming at the top of his lungs, throwing stuff, running around the desk. Things are getting crazy, baby. Things are getting crazy, guys. Let's see. Can we talk about DOT? Yes, we totally can. Take a look at DOT. Shout out to anybody who saw the altcoin update yesterday. Last night, we uploaded it, guys. Dropped a bunch of sauce in that video. If you have not seen it, shout out to the just shout out to Rob dropping the link for the beginner series video. Thank you so much for that, guys. Rob, thank you so much for doing that, bro. But yeah, if late night shenanigans with the Mafia, let's get it. Shout out to Rag Capital, crushing the trades. Rag, I am so happy for you. Rag is a perfect example of someone in the premium Discord who is literally taking what we teach, and maybe taking some setups too, but just taking what we teach and going off on his own and crushing the trading game. Absolutely crushing. The last win rate he showed us, he closed like 111 trades, and like I think 100 of them or 98 of them were winning trades. Absolutely insane. Shout out to Red Capital, bro. I see you out there crushing, bro. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Said I made 54K in 7 days, but now I'm all in cash. Well, shout out to Div X-Ray, bro. Don't ever feel bad about that, bro. Especially if that's a lot of money. If that is life-changing money for you, and you feel happy about, if someone was going to come up to you and hand you 50 grand, this is nowhere near 50 grand. This is like, I don't know. I don't know what this is. This is probably under 20 grand. But if someone comes and hands you 50K cash, right, are you thinking to yourself, this is all fake money, guys, by the way. Why would you keep cash, guys? Any cash goes into crypto, guys. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but if someone goes to hand you 50K cash, right, 56K cash. Are you taking that money, or are you running, or are you just be like, nah, screw it, right? And that works with trading as well, guys. Sometimes, especially when you get to a certain point, sometimes the trading profits start to just become numbers on a screen, and you kind of get them they're kind of like you kind of disassociate the numbers on the screen with like actual money, right? So I actually, and you might say, well, Frankie, what if I don't have $25,000 cash to just have sitting on a desk? It's okay. You don't want to have cash sitting around anyway, right? You want to have your cash invested. You want your money working for you, not sitting on a desk. So go buy prop money. Go buy fake money. Go buy cut out pieces of paper. And when you're looking at your chart, right, and you're in a trade and you're up $200, right? This actually helps me sometimes, right? You might be up $300, $500, whatever it is, right? And you're looking at that, it's like whatever, right? But if you can like feel, at least even if it's fake, right? If you could just feel that money, put it on your desk and be like, wow, right? Like, you know, if I'm up 10K on a trade, right, let's just pretend this is 10K, right? If I'm up 10K on a trade, I might just be like, it's just numbers on a screen. But then if I look at this and I'm like, hey, if someone handed me this cash, would I walk away with it, right? You'll be crazy. You'll be surprised how much you would actually change your mind. So once you feel it, you're like, I mean, hey, that's what 10K cash looks like. I mean, this is actually less. This is less than 10K. But if that's what that looks like, right, 10K would probably be more like this. Let's see. That'd probably be a little closer to 10K, right? So think about that, right? And that's just for 10K. Maybe it's 200, right? Let me see. If someone puts a $100 bill on your desk and it's just sitting there, are you going to pick it up and put it in your pocket? If the answer is yes, then maybe take it off the table. Maybe pay yourself. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin rips. So Div X-Ray, bro, if you're up 56K, do not feel bad about that if you're in cash. You're going to have time to buy other altcoins. You're going to have times to buy the dip. You're going to have other opportunities, bro. Feel good that you took money off the table. Not a lot of people are going to do that. It's all fun sending your friends screenshots and stuff, but it's only fun if you sell it at some point, right? So keep that in mind. Please, for the love of God, if you guys are here for the first time, not only on my channel, but in crypto for the first time, pay yourself. You're going to wait. There's going to be a point in this bull run where you're looking at your phone. Trust me, I've been through it a couple times. You looked at your phone and you're like, what is life? How did I just make that much money overnight? What is life? This can't be real. This has to be fake, right? When you start taking those screenshots and sending them to your friends, might be time to take a little bit money off the table. You don't have to sell everything. Take some off the table. Pay yourself. That's how you make money in the market. You're better off making that 56K Div X-Ray than holding it until it's up 100K and then never selling it and not making money. So keep that in mind. Shout out to Div X-Ray. Great advice. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, shout out to Div X-Ray. Shout out to you, bro. Feel good about that. Take it as a win. If Bitcoin goes to 150K tomorrow, bask in your glory. You made 56K. It takes people a whole year to make that, and you made it in 7 days, I think you said. So feel good about that, bro. But anyway, let's continue on here. So if we continue up, where's that lower high likely to come in at, guys? We're looking at that Golden Pocket 786 retracement, sitting between 92,391, 91,437. Now, do we have to come all the way back up there? Not necessarily, right? To be honest, if we did come back up here, you got to be careful because we know we have that liquidity sitting up here, which might act as a magnet. So if I don't have strong confirmation up there, you could go sweep that liquidity. So be careful. But this would be generally where you would want to be looking for shorts on a lower high. Now, there's other fib pulls you can look at technically, right? More locally, you could look, I mean, potentially this one, it's almost the same. But you could also look at this one, right? We're pushing into this 786 right now. So there's no saying that you can't reject here as well, right? Or at least see some kind of turbulence before going up for the higher level. So those are kind of the zones that I would be looking at for potential lower highs if we're going to get one. If not, you could come up and grab that liquidity. But guys, we don't just take random trades, right? I'm sitting on my hands, right? I might even set an alert here. If we come up to this golden pocket, I get the alert. I jump on the chart and I say, what's going on up here? Am I seeing confirmations to enter a short? If I don't, I sit on my hands, right? You should be able, for the most part, sometimes you got to take the risk and you get stopped out. It's no big deal. You have to lose. You're going to lose trades. You're going to lose some trades. It's even if you got a good strategy, great risk management, doesn't matter what. You can't do anything to avoid losing any trades. You're going to lose trades if you want to do this, right? But the key is making sure they're smaller than your wins, obviously. But if there's no trade set up here, right, I will not take the short, and we will simply wait for the next potential setup, which in my opinion wouldn't be able to present itself until we get up here and start interacting with that liquidity. Then if we start seeing bearish signs as we sweep that liquidity, maybe that's where I take the short. If not, I sit on my hands and I wait. Most cases, we're sitting on a long. I'm personally not right now. I had a busy day. There you go. Hey, shout out to Flame. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. We got Shunzin in the chat talking to Water Malone. Let's see. Shout out to Jesse. He said, I'm going to sweep that liquidity. Oh, shout out. Oh, God, baby oil. Oh, God, now we're talking about baby oil in the chat. What has gone on, guys? I got to be careful with the baby oil because I don't know if you guys know. If you're new here, hang on. hit a 1 in the chat if you're new here. I know 1,000 people are just going to put 1 in the chat, even if they're not new. But if you guys want to meet my girlfriend, if you're new here, let me introduce you to Mrs. Candles. Hang on one sec. Come on, Mrs. Candles. Come on. They're not gonna bite you. Come, get. All right, here she is. So this is Mrs. Candles, guys. But if you don't know, she's got very slippery skin. So the baby oil WD-40 gets you can't even grab onto her if you start using baby oil. But yeah, she's beautiful. She's been by my side since the beginning, guys, and we love her. And smelling her hands is bullish for Bitcoin. Actually, woo, they smell good today. All right, Mrs. Candles, thank you. We'll see. We'll see you next time. All right, bye. All right, guys, let's jump back into the charts. Hopefully that hand sniff winds up giving us that push into the golden pocket 786. Let's see if we can do it. There's those hands in the chat. Put those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat if you got them. Shout out to Div X-Ray said I got an error when checking your Discord premium cancellation policy. I'm using Brave browser. Shout out to Div X-Ray at Tony D. Yo, bruh. Yo, shout out to Mrs. Candles hands. Div, at Tony D, can you try to get in touch with Div X-Ray and get him some help with that? Yeah, Bitcoin get a pump now, baby. We're going to rip up to that golden pocket, hopefully. Or maybe we're just going to put that lower high in here. But we'll see. If Mrs. Candle's hands are real, if they really do pump Bitcoin, if the myth is true, if the legends are true, guys, she is going to pump Bitcoin with those hands. Dave Digital said, did Frankie say he uses WD-40 during special time? I got to be careful with her skin. She's got very delicate skin. Sometimes it'll just melt away if you put some chemical on it. Anyway, shout out to Dave Digital. That's what I'm looking at, guys. We'll see what happens here. Again, just waiting for the setup, right? But yeah, if we come down here, key level to lose, 89,270. And then, looking at these local golden pocket retracements. We'll see. We'll put these on the chart right now. We'll just we'll set alerts here. We'll set alerts here. Are we going to these are the areas, if we're going to put in a lower high, that I would look for the lower high to come in. Doesn't mean we have to get a lower high, but if we are going to continue the trend to the downside, if the 30-minute money flow comes back into the red, right? I'll be honest, money flow is kind of choppy right now, but if that 45-minute money flow crosses into the red and we continue a downtrend, you're going to have a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low. That is going to be your downtrend, right? And money flow coming out could indicate that we are going to start a downtrend, at least in terms of the 45-minute. And when we have our 12-hour red dot that just confirmed, right? Well, not just confirmed 12 hours ago, but we have a red dot with the 45-minute money flow as well as a fresh 16-hour red dot with the 1-hour money flow coming out. So if this money flow is going to here's the thesis. If money flow crosses into the red, we expect a downtrend. If we are going to put a downtrend in, we have to put in a lower high. Where are those lower highs likely to come in? These are the two areas. Well, why not any higher? Well, simply put, if we come up higher, there's no lower high. It's a higher high, right? And in that case, we look for a different setup. So that's what I'll be looking for. I'm going to set an alert here. Come on. Set an alert here. Oh, my God. Short. Whoops. Oh, my God. Short Bitcoin. 100x. FOMO on the live. F it. We'll do it live. Lol. Hashtag CandleMafia for life. All right, there we go. We'll see. Push up here, looking up here. We hit this. If we get a lower high, we get bearish confirmations, we might take that. We might take it, guys. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. That's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. If you're just tuning in, you want to get those key levels to the downside and the upside, just scrub back just a little bit. But real quick, guys, let's go ahead and check in on those altcoins. Now, again, shout out to Mods. I don't know if you guys dropped that. Drop that link for the altcoin update. But, guys, go watch that. I talk about the altcoins that I am buying, the ones that have not broken out yet, the ones that are still undervalued, in my opinion. And when we look at Ethereum, guys, right, we have this lower consolidation. Some of these coins are, like, still down here before the big breakout, right? I'll show you. And I talk about which ones I'm looking at. It's not an immediate buy signal, right? Obviously, things can correct. Things are noisy. But I am dollar cost averaging again. I have dollar cost average into a lot of alts down here. But I'm up like 12, 12, 15. I'm up like 6x on my Solana, so I was buying Solana pretty low. But just dollar cost averaging it into certain alts. So go check that video out if you guys are looking for coins that may have not had their pump yet and still have a lot of opportunity that have not gotten that big move up yet. Not that you can't buy Ethereum, not that you can't buy Dogecoin, not that you can't buy Cardano, right? But a lot of these coins have not gotten these big rips up yet, and we talk about them in that video. So check that out. But let's come on over here to Ethereum. I'll be honest, guys, not too much to update here on Ethereum, right? What happened? We broke above the value area low. We looked for the move up towards that POC, and now we're just getting a little bit of a correction. Now, we did front run that 786, but to be quite honest with you guys, if we just hide these levels, right, this is how I'm looking at Ethereum. If we get a continued move down, I would like to hold this weekly naked point of control as support. 30-minute money flow crossover into the green. What's the 8-hour looking like? Let's see. Yeah, 90-minute money flow coming out. Is that daily red dot doing? Oh, it's printing. It's printing. So, again, very similar to Bitcoin. It's a little more clear on Ethereum here. And, again, if the 90-minute money flow crosses into the red with, at the same time as your daily red dot, a lot of times that 90-minute money flow crossover is an indication that the downtrend will continue, right? Not a massive dump to zero, but just some more of a correction, right? The downtrend, right? You have your high, your low, lower high. Nah, not really a lower low. It's kind of an equal low, honestly. But yeah, watching that 90-minute money flow crossover into the red could start a bigger move to the downside. Unless hashtag bull market and we just rip. Definitely possible as well. But that's what I would be looking at. Don't be surprised if we get a pullback and we come on the live tomorrow, we're going to be like, hey, I bet you that happened. Or I bet you that money flow crossover in the 90-minute was probably the thing that started showing warning signs that we were going to get that dump, right? Money flow, nice curve to the downside, cross into the red, especially with that daily red dot. Could potentially give us a little bit more of a move to the downside. Now, to be quite honest with you, losing this tapped weekly naked point of control could be the first sign of potential weakness, and we actually could pull a little bit of a local. We could kind of pull this as a range, potentially. It's not the cleanest. I don't love it. I don't love it. But if we lose this weekly naked point of control, key level of support, $3,000. It's a psychological level. It's a value area low. And as long as we're able to remain above this, even if we deviate a little bit, right? If we could stay above this value area low, I'd still be anticipating the POC, which is sitting right here at $3,500, right? We got range POC, right? This is the value area low. And then the value area high is up here at about 3750. These are the levels for ETH. We are now back in our major volume profile. Remember this. This is going to be key for the next altcoins that we look at, right? You get above the low, you look to start going towards that POC. As long as we hold above this. Key level of $3,000. Go back up to the POC, flip the POC. We look to go to the high. If we start really, really starting to lose this value area low, that would be a little bit more bearish, where simply put, we would just look back down to our previous area of balance. I would hope that this is not going to be the case. I could actually hide this 786 now because that is old news. And shout out to the doorways to higher prices. Doorway, 231 to 3,200. We break it. Price goes to 31 to 3,200. Absolutely beautiful. Literally, technical analysis is magic. I know how it works, but it still seems like magic to me. But if we do go back down, right, let me pull some fibs here. Going to have to go to a lower time frame because this has basically been up only. Let's go from the low to the high. Yeah, so you do have, this would be your major support zone. 3,000. I wouldn't really want to go to the 786, but 786 sitting at 29.25. So if we come back down, you really want to hold this zone. If you start losing it, could be looking down towards that lower range. But I would hope. Right now, I'm personally looking for higher lows and higher highs, and the volume profile helps us give us that guide into where price is likely to go next. Very simply put. So there you go. Other than that, 90-minute money flow kind of coming out here, not looking the best. At least, I don't want to say not looking the best. I have to be very careful here. I'm not bearish, right? I have to be very careful with my words. By not looking very good, I just mean it's actually not looking good for just an instant moonshot, right? It could just get us a little continuation to the downside. But there you go. Those are the key zones of support that I would be looking at, and I will actually flip this blue for support because now it's support. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking at. As long as we don't lose this range, I think we're pretty good for looking up. So there we go. Real quick, let's see. Bada boom, smash that like button. Shout out to Fried Rice Sauce. I think that's what that says. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for saying that. Smash that like button, guys. 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, and we are literally going to give away 5 Frankie Candles hats and $200 in Solana. On Friday night's live stream, we are working to be able to give the crypto away. I want to get it to a point where I could just, if I want to give away crypto, we could just be like, hey, if you do this, I'll send somebody here right now some crypto. So, yeah, hopefully we can do that. Pepe. Let's take a look at Pepe, guys. Pepe getting the ripski here. Getting the ripski. Now, obviously, kind of hard to tell where this thing's going to stop. But I'm going to show you guys the areas that I would be looking at, and don't be surprised if they wind up holding. So, what happened here in the grand scheme of things, right? Lower range, breakout to the higher range, got a rejection, came down to retest that POC. Right, let me get rid of some of these fib levels. Get rid of some of these purple boxes just so we can look at how this works, right? So we had the lower range down here. I'll even get rid of this, right? You have your lower range. You break out of your lower range. At that point, you're expecting to come into the previous area of balance. You get gravitated towards that value area low POC. You get rejected. And then what happens? You come back down to test the value area high and the POC of that previous range. When you see this happen, guys, when you see this happen, this is, I'm going to start calling this something. I don't know if it already has a name. But a lot of times when you get a breakout of a value area, this is a value area, an area where price has found fair value, right? When it comes up here, people think it's too expensive. They sell it back in. Gets down here, too cheap, they buy it back up. Too expensive, they sell it back in. This is fair value. It's what fair value looks like on the chart. Price is always seeking fair value, just naturally, right? So when you're trading these ranges, right, you're looking for the little scalps. And then when you imbalance out of the range and you are no longer in fair value, things get oversold or you just impulse to the upside, you're gonna more than likely seek out fair value. More specifically, you're looking to go to the POC, right? That POC is the super magnet within the profile. These are the three most important levels that you can look at on a chart, in my opinion. This helps us make these calls every single day, right? I'm gonna get rid of these levels as well. Just keep the value area as that key zone, right? So what happens? Simply, you get the breakout, and a lot of times what will happen is price will come back down to either test the value area high of the previous range or even the POC. And you can see we dipped into the range here, but where did you get the bounce? Right on that POC. This is the same thing that happened on Dogecoin, right? You have your cleaner on Dogecoin. You get the accumulation, the breakout, the move back into the range. Where do you get the bounce? Right there. This is money, guys. This is money, right? And not only do you have the golden pocket there, but this is also a golden pocket 786 retracement, right? I'm just going to pull it roughly here. I know I don't have it perfectly to the low, but that is what you're looking at, right? And you come onto a higher time frame, you know, you're looking to come down here, hopefully hold that 786, right? And you barely did, but you wound up holding it and getting the bigger move up. That's where you're looking for the higher low to continue the trend to the upside, right? Same thing on Pepe happened, right? And now, whoops, let's go back to Pepe. And now we have gotten moves into the previous area of value, and now we are launching out of here. So the question is, how high can this thing go? Frankie, tell me my Pepe is going to $1 million. I don't know. Maybe your holdings are going to $1 million. Maybe your bag is going to $1 million. I don't think Pepe is going to go to $1 million, but doesn't mean you can't make $1 million. But what I would be looking at as far as price targets on Pepe, let's take a look here. Just do simple Fibonacci retracements. I might even mess. Maybe not. I might even. I was gonna mess around and try to draw some spider lines on this thing, but yeah, I mean, you're coming into some resistance. So if we were looking at Pepe yesterday before it pumped up here, I would have been looking at this zone. But we've already gotten there, so it's not as useful. But I can tell you, the next technical target, right, technical level would be about 2430, sitting up here at that fib extension level. If we continue up and we just rip. This is definitely going to be that next target for Pepe if the pump continues. We can take a look at Market Cipher to see if that's likely in a second. But that's sitting between about 3175 and 3570. That's what I'd look at. All right, wiggle up. That's that next target. Just like if we were looking at this yesterday, I would say, hey, guys, if you break the all-time high, look to come in here, right? And we're sitting right there. And I know we didn't call that, but that is literally how it always goes, right? Almost every time, right? Doesn't mean you have to respect this, but that's going to be where you're looking. And the only reasons these work, guys, is because we're not the only people looking at these levels, right? You might think to yourself, well, Frankie, why does price react there? Simply put, there's other people looking at these fib levels. There's other people thinking that this is resistance, right? Shorting there and interacting with that level. And that's why they're respected, right? Other than that, right, we can only really go off of trend lines, right, or spider lines. Now, Pepe would be pretty much, I think, impossible. I don't know. Let me see if we can let me see. Let me see if I can just draw a random spider line here. This is experimental, guys. This is experimental. But if we can get some spider lines on Pepe here, yeah, I doubt. Yeah, we're not going to. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. It's just not enough. I don't think there's enough history here, right? Like I can pull it maybe from this candle. Okay. All right, we might be getting somewhere. Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see what happens here, guys. I'm going to lock these. We got spider lines on Pepe now. We got spider lines on Pepe, and we might have just broken. We might have just broke the charts here. Let me lock those so they don't move. We'll see. Is this respected? Spider lines. Oh God, spider lines are magic, guys. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, there you go. We'll take this. Take this with a grain of salt, guys. This is very experimental, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if you reject that spider line. But if you get above it, I mean, this purple box is going to be next, and then your next fib level is also confluent with this spider line. So, yeah, we'll see. These are the next targets to the upside for Pepe. I don't know if we're going to get there tonight or tomorrow, but these are the next targets I would look at based off the extensions and you got kind of got nice confluence here, to be honest. Maybe get a little pullback. But if you rip, I'm looking up here. If you super rip, confluence up here. So there you go. Just to give you guys those levels, second zone here is sitting between 31.75 and 35.70. And then the upper target is 47.10, which would give you about a 122% rip from where we're sitting right now. So not too shabby, not too shabby. So there you go. Little live targets and analysis for you guys. What is WNPOC and DNPOC? Shout out to who asked that? Hey, shout out to Walker. Shout out to Walker. I don't know how to say your name, but shout out to you, bro. He's paying attention. He's asking questions. He wants to learn how to trade. He wants to learn TA so he could change his life. I like that, bro. Yo, Pino Diddy. Oh my God. Shout out to you, bro. But shout out to you, man. Great question. It's a WNPOC. I think you said V. It's just a weekly naked point of control, which is simply an area or level on the chart. I'm not going to explain the whole kind of thing here, but when you have a point of control is simply, if you're new here, here's a little bit of free education for you guys, right? A naked point of control or a point of control is simply the area where the most volume was transacted within a particular price area, right? So when you're looking at this, you're probably used to, if you're new, grab your uncooked lasagna and your uncooked spaghetti, dip it in the red macaroni sauce, and start taking your notes. If you know that joke, you're an OG of OGs. But you're probably used to seeing your volume bars sitting down here, right? Looks like this, but it's coming from up there, right? That volume is based off of the candles, right? Like it lets you know how much volume was traded at a specific time. These volume profiles allow you to see how much volume was transacted at a specific price, right? So it's just like vertical rather than horizontal, right? Or horizontal rather than vertical, I guess. And the point of control is the area where the most volume was transacted. The higher out these bars come, the more volume was transacted. These high volume nodes, that's what this is called, a high volume node, right? These act as magnets. Even if it's a little one, this will probably act like as a magnet. That'll act as a magnet. That'll act as a magnet. And you could just see, right? We bing bong around up here, right here. You kind of bing bong around, right? And then what happens on the low volume areas where you don't have a high volume node, you fall right through them. Now, you can imagine how lucrative that is to understand how to see that, right? But the POC is simply the area where the most volume was transacted, right? The most volume was transacted at this price, right? Which I guess is, 808. So this level will pretty much act as a magnet for price, right? So if you did come back down, I don't know if I'm expecting to come back in here right now, but when you deviate above that value area high, this is going to be naturally sucking price back down. So if you get back into the range, that's where you're looking for price to go to the POC. And you can see the POC is the highest volume node. What happens? You cling to it like a magnet, right? So that's what a POC is. A naked POC is simply when you have a point of control sitting here that has not been touched, right? So, if you extend this POC, to the right, right? Or if I pull up my visible range volume profiles, let me actually pull this up for you guys. We'll do PVP, right? If we look at this and we go on to something like the daily, and I come into the settings here and I go back to default, bada boom, right? And let me just extend the POC to the right, right? So when I'm looking at this, essentially there's a volume profile. Let me see if I can pull it up on a, come on, PVP. Okay, so every candle here has a point of control, right? It's kind of hard with the PVP. I should probably do it with a session volume profile. But if I extend these POCs to the right, hopefully this kind of answers your question. Hopefully I'm not just completely losing everybody. But if you extend the POC to the right, you'll see these lines. Maybe I'll come up a time frame. I think we're breaking the chart here. But yeah, if you extend those POCs to the right, this is a naked point of control because it hasn't been touched, right? So it's kind of hard to explain here, like just quickly. But each candle, right? This is a day of price action, right? Let me see if I can change this. So this might help. So you can see here that I have a volume profile. This tool lets me pull a volume profile on each day, right? So if I come down here to the 1 hour and I hide the TA, right, you can see we now have a volume profile. God, this is ugly. Hang on one sec, guys. Boom. And 70. Change this to 250. So there you go, right? So each one of these days, this is the 1 hour time frame, so this is a day of price action. We have a volume profile. There's your POC, right? And the current POC is extended. You can see back here, you add a volume profile. Your POC is right here. This was naked until price came down to touch it, right? So if I come over here, I'll find a naked point of control for you. You can see we have a volume profile here with a value area high, a POC, and a value area low. But when price left, it never came back down to tap that POC. So this is a naked point of control, a.k.a. a very strong level that oftentimes when revisited gives you a reaction, right? So you can see, if we come back up, right, this, let me change the color of the POC just to make it a little easier, right? Your POC will change this to red, right, to distinguish it from the value area high, value area low, right? This POC is naked, right? It hasn't been tapped, although it got very close to getting touched here. But if a candle comes down and touches this, it won't extend to the right anymore, right? You can see this one was naked. I'll even come into bar replay mode to explain this to you. It's not going to work on bar replay. Oh, yeah, it will. Okay, so here you go, right? You have a naked POC down here, right? Here's your volume profile. I'll mark it out to make it easy, right? There's your volume profile, right? Value area high, value area low, POC. This POC is naked, right? So this could be an area. That would be a daily naked point of control, right? So if we come down, you're going to be looking for reactions there. A lot of times price will get some kind of reaction. And you wind up getting a very large bounce off of that, right? Now, this is not how I find my naked points of controls anymore. I have a video on MPOCs. Rob the Crypto Snob, if you have the link to that video, if you could share it, you probably already did. But if you didn't, go ahead and if you could drop that, I would greatly appreciate you. But that's basically what a naked point of control is, right? So it's a point of control that has not been tapped. So there you go. But I have a video explaining it in detail. So check that out, and I kind of should talk about how I use them as well. But for me, right, I have a template on my chart that just pulls them up for me, right? So if I want daily naked points of controls, I click this template on my chart. I'll come out of bar replay mode so it actually works, right? And now these are all my daily naked points of controls. If I want a weekly naked point of control, I come up to the weekly. These are my weekly naked points of controls. If price came back down to this weekly naked point of control here, I would expect a strong bounce. You can see here, naked point of control here on the weekly. Price comes down, big reaction, right? So that's what it is. It's basically just strong levels of support and resistance. Some of the best levels you could look for trades at, in my opinion. So there you go. But anyway, let's continue on here, guys. On Pepe, that's what I'm looking at, right? Those targets to the upside, very simply put. I mean, I'll just unhide them. Those are the levels we're looking at on Pepe. We'll see if we can continue up. Looking at Market Cipher B, money flow is in the red. VWAP coming down, right? Like when you get big rips like this, can they continue? Yes. Is it likely to get some kind of consolidation or retracement, yes. I would look for that daily red dot in order to look for a pullback. I mean, that VWAP. Look at that VWAP, baby. Coming down, coming back up. Money flow coming up as well. So, yeah, I wouldn't really be FOMO shorting this right now. But let's check the 12-hour. Yeah, you got a fresh green dot on the 12-hour. Yeah, I'd be letting this thing go, right? I'm not looking to FOMO short this thing. Locally, those are the levels I'd be looking at. Simply put, those are the next targets to the upside. But, yeah, sometimes, especially Pepe, it's like hard to call just because there's not a ton of price history. But there you go. BTC is above support. Let's go. 90,500. Let's check it. Our alert didn't go off. Wow, she's still just messing around in this Fibonacci retracement. Interesting. 3-minute. Money flow crossover into the green. Let's see. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Can we all smash the like button at the same time? Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Let's all smash the like button. How many likes do we have right now? We got 554 likes, guys. I mean, if we hit 1,000, if we just dump already, shout out to Nordic. If we hit 1,000 likes, I will give away 5 Frankie Candles hats and $200 in Solana. Let's see if we can run it up from 550 to 650 in this 1 second. Everybody click it at the same time and watch the likes glitch out. This is actually low-key fire. Wait, hang on. Don't hit it yet. Oh, okay, we're at 600 now. Let's go from 600 to 700 right now. 3, 2, 1. Smash the like button. We're at 580. Let's see if we can get to 700 right now. 608. Come on. Glitch to 650. Smash the like button. Break it. Come on. Oh, 630. So close. Come on. All right. I'll continue on. You guys keep smashing. Oh, it's working. We're pumping Bitcoin. Let's go. 686. Come on. Pump it, baby. Pump it. Push it through the 786. She's going, guys. She's going. Every like pushes Bitcoin up $100. Come on. 686. Let's hit 750 and we'll crack this wick. Let's go. Clicking it like a slot machine. Shout out to local. 715. 715. Come on. Pump it. 715. 800. We're cracking this wick, guys. We're going to crack this wick. This is what you call YouTube like algorithm / BTCTA. Come on. Oh, no. We're slowing down, guys. We're slowing down. 850 for $200 in Solana on Friday. We're almost there. Oh, God. Oh, my God. The likes are flying. Oh, God. Pump it. Come on. All right. Keep smashing the like button, guys. Keep smashing it. I'm going to go over some of the rest of this TA. But we'll see. I will say this, guys. 45-minute green dot prints. If the Yo, let's hit 786 to celebrate the fib. Yo, break the 786. 786 likes, guys. We're breaking that 786. Guaranteed. I don't make a lot of guarantees when it comes to TA, guys, but when it comes to smashing the like button and pumping Bitcoin, that's what we do, baby. That's what we do. Don't make me get Mrs. Candle's hands up in here. We'll take a look at DOT. Let's take a quick look at DOT, and we'll jump back in on Bitcoin here. But I don't hate this money flow coming up on the 3-minute with the 45-minute. And the 45-minute green dot did print. Okay. If we get that 45-minute green dot with this this 3-minute money flow crossover into the green could give us a little trend back out of this 786. We're at 771. We'll check back when we have 786 likes. But for now, let's see if we can crack it. If you don't want to be on the naughty list for Christmas, let's take a quick look at Polkadot, guys. Let's take a quick look here. Now, obviously, Polkadot is something we've been looking at for quite some time on the channel here. All the way back since we had this little breakout down here, back into the value area low. We were looking at this in the premium Discord as we were getting a short squeeze around $4.30, $4.40 maybe. Right here. We saw the short squeeze building by looking at the spot CVD versus the future CVD. We saw that the degens were shorting this thing at the bottom. Everybody was shorting down here, but we also were able to see by looking at the CVD that people were buying on spot, creating a local uptrend, right? I actually have a tutorial on the channel on how to actually spot short squeezes, but we were in this uptrend, and everybody was shorting. But people on spot were buying and holding Polkadot. When I say buying on spot, I mean buying and holding the asset. That means that this uptrend was fueled by people buying and holding on spot, meaning that price was going to continue up regardless of how many people were shorting, because people were shorting, but they were just getting gobbled up by that actual buying pressure. And we knew once we started cracking highs, we were going to see a short squeeze to the upside. Shout out to the premium Discord, literally, just so nobody thinks that we're just blowing sauce up your butt here. Just to kind of show that this is possible. A lot of people think TA doesn't work. A lot of people think TA is a scam. It doesn't work. Here it is. Dropping it in the Discord, and then again alerting people, not making this up, alerting people $4.46, right? $4.46. Hey, degens are shorting into this uptrend. If price continues up, we are likely going to squeeze these shorts into a bigger move to the upside. And then the next day, we got that move to the upside. And literally 446 was right here. And what happens? People push us up and an absolute banger short squeeze to the upside. And not only that, but we have reclaimed, or trying to reclaim, the value area low, which was our doorway to higher prices. We are now above that doorway to higher prices, and just like on Ethereum, as long as we hold up in here and we're able to get it back on top of this value area low and hold it, we are going to be looking up towards that POC at about 640. Flip the value POC at 640. I'm looking up towards 790. This is the same thing that we looked at on Dogecoin. I talked about this in the market update, the altcoin update video yesterday, last night. Again, if you have not seen that video, go watch it. It is full of sauce, guys. But same thing we saw on Dogecoin. We knew once we popped above this value area low and held it as support, we were going to see a move up to that POC. Flip the POC, we knew we were looking up towards that value area high, and we wound up seeing that play out in full. The nice thing is that Polkadot is kind of still just dancing with this, right? We came up, right? And these are not just Fugazi levels, right? Look at the taps on these levels. We've come up, and we're starting to flirt with this value area low. We don't want to lose this decisively with higher time frame candles. I'm okay dancing with it, though. This is an important level on Polkadot. Value area low at 492. Most important level on Polkadot right now. We hold it, looking up. We can't hold it, we'll look down, right? But that's the key level. This is your doorway and your ticket to higher prices. So there you go. I wouldn't be surprised whether it takes a week, a month, 2 weeks, a day. Maybe we wake up tomorrow. Whatever it takes, I can tell you, I don't know what the short-term noise is going to look like here, but I can almost guarantee you. Now, I don't want to say guarantee, but very, very likely, guys, we start dancing on here and hold it. That we're going to be coming back looking at this just like we're looking at Dogecoin, being like, look how magical these volume profiles are, right? Flip the POC, looking up to go to the high. We'll see if it happens. But there you go. That's what we're looking at on Polkadot for the most part, right? Key level, 492. Key resistance at this point, big level of resistance, $6.40. Other than that, that's what I'm looking at. Now, locally, we could probably start to look at some more local levels here. I'll actually hide. Let me hide all this stuff. I'll hide the macro in a folder. Macro, bada boom. There we go. Go ahead and pull this. So here's your local levels. If you want more local levels for Polkadot, we can go ahead and draw them out like this. You got your value area low sitting here at $5.01. You got your POC sitting here at $5.23. Whoops. And then you have your value area high up here at about $5.39. Locally, this is what I would look at, right? Higher time frame levels are going to be more important in my opinion, but let's take a look at the 4 hour here. I mean, look at the 1 hour. 1 hour money flow coming out, 2 hour money flow coming to the downside, 90-minute coming to the downside with a red dot printing on the daily. So if you're going to get a bigger move down on Polkadot, potentially to retest this prior range from here, right? Maybe these highs. Let me pull that range back up real quick. And I will be buying Polkadot if we do get that correction. Like I said, I am kind of dollar cost averaging into some of these alts that haven't gotten the big move up just yet. And there is times, as I was talking about in the altcoin update, right? That video is not meant to be a go buy this altcoin right this second, right? You have to get, granted, Polkadot in the grand scheme of things is still pretty low. I'm not going to care. If Polkadot goes back up to its all-time high, I'm not going to care if I buy here or buy here. I've even bought some Polkadot up here, right? I still am down a little bit on some Polkadot that I accumulated. Right, but I don't care if I buy up here or down here. I will buy here, and then if it comes down, I will buy again there. But locally, this would kind of be, this would be the range I would look at. And if we got a bigger correction, I would simply be looking down here to about, let me readjust this. I would be looking at, sitting here. This would be like big support. I don't know if I'm looking for that to come down necessarily like now. But if we did get the bigger correction, right here, this would be a dip buy scenario for me, right? 454 all the way down to about 447. And why is that? Well, very simply put, guys, just like I talked about Dogecoin breaking out of its range and retesting the POC or value area high. It tested both of them, but it wound up going for the POC finally. Same thing here, right? We've broken out. This is nice. But if we go back to Dogecoin real quick, sometimes this can happen, right? And a lot of times it is what happens, right? You get a breakout, right? And then you get the correction to retest that level, right? So maybe Polkadot's doing something like this, and it's not the same exact context. We're actually a little more zoomed in on Polkadot, more locally. But, we could break out. If we do come down, you could be coming down to retest. But just like I talked on Polkadot, come back to Polkadot, right? Are you seeing the similarity? Very simply put, you break out, right, where we're looking to potentially break into higher prices. I'll pull up the macro analysis here. Right? You break out, you kind of test that upper value area, but if we get a correction, it doesn't mean that Polkadot's going to go to zero. I would look at that as a retest of the value area high or maybe even a retest of that POC. That's a buy for me on Polkadot. Personally. I'm not telling you to buy it, just me personally. But that's what I'll be looking for. If you get the correction, that'll be the next major levels of support. But you got to lose that key level here. Again, most important level on Polkadot, $4.91, right? And then locally, you now have the local range as well. You can screenshot these levels if you want them. It really depends on if you're looking for short trades, long-term accumulation. If I were looking to like leverage trade Polkadot, this is kind of what I'd be looking at. This local range, right? But don't forget the macro, right? You got the red dot, you got the 90-minute money flow coming out. I'll tell you this, if Polkadot winds up getting the bigger correction down, where's that likely to start? In my opinion, I'm looking at the 90-minute money flow crossover. We get that crossover, I think that's going to be the thing that starts that bigger move down. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at on Polkadot, baby. Let's go. Pepe. Shout out to Crypto Zenki. Shout out to you, bro. Let's go. Yeah, Pepe absolutely flying. We just went over Pepe, talking about the next targets I would be looking at. Let's see. Pepe is going, baby. I never know if we're going in real time. Oh, yeah, she's going, baby. This is why you don't want to FOMO short this stuff, baby. Right into that spider line. Oh, baby. Should we pull up some SHIB liquidation levels is the question. Let me see here, guys. Let me see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Do we have Pepe? Oh, yeah, we got Pepe. Let's see here. Let's pull up some of these lick levels. Take a sip of that Aztecian cactus moss water. So, looking at the liquidity here, guys, I think I just splashed Aztecian cactus moss water all over my computer monitor. Dang, what flavor is this? This is fire. Wild berry, baby. Let's go. But, yeah, I would say this, guys. I mean, you do have some liquidity sitting up here. I'll be honest, right? You are taking a lot of these shorts. Yeah, you could take those, but you do have some below as well. Yeah. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be fading this thing, to be quite honest. And really not too much sauce here on the liquidation levels. There was a clear setup there. We might even just degen that thing. But you do have some liquidation sitting above here. Let me see. Bada boom. So you do have some licks up there. So if you break this level, I mean, yeah, it depends. You might just kind of swing, fail it, and get a correction, or you could potentially just rip up from there. And again, that next target for me would easily be sitting at about 24.30 for Pepe. So we'll see. So there you go. Let's see. Caspa. Let's see. Shout out to Chase said, Caspa. Bah! Shout out to Caspa. Let's take a look here. Yo, shout out to Frank. Hang on, let me check these super chats here, guys. I think I did miss super chats in the beginning of the stream as I was focused on trying to make sure I got the sauce out here. Shout out to... I don't know how to say your name, bro. I apologize. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to call him Gail. Shout out to Gail. Thank you for the super chat, bro. It's a super sticker, actually, so shout out to you, bro. Jesse saying, here we go. Let's get it. And his goat didn't actually show up on the super chat, which is a disappointment, but he dropped a rocket ship, so thank you to Jesse. Let's see. Sam says, hi there. Hey there, beauty. Can we check out Rose or Theta? Thank you for the super chat, bro. Yes, we can take a quick look at – we'll take a look at Rose today. We'll take a look at Rose. Thank you for the super chat, Sam. Let's see. Mad Ads. Shout out to Mad Ads. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, Frankie, you've got me buzzing on Dot. Would you still be following your same TA from last night's video? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so for Dot, and again, you know, the altcoin video is talking about the idea behind that, for anyone who hasn't seen it, is really just that, where is it? The idea behind that video is just that there's a lot of altcoins out there. I'll even pull this up on like a clean chart, right? There's a lot of altcoins out there that have not done things like Dogecoin, right? There are coins that have not ripped yet, right? Polkadot is one of those coins, right? Polkadot is extremely undervalued, in my opinion, right? We are just starting to get up into this range, right? And if we hold this range, we are likely to get that pull up to the value area high. Doesn't guarantee it. Like I said, you know, if we come back down here, these altcoins are for accumulation, right? I am not like 100x long on Polkadot, right? So if we do wind up pulling back and we do come to test the prior range, right? Like this is fine for me, right? I'm looking to eventually work its way into this range, and then hopefully we can get this thing to come back out. As long as Polkadot doesn't go to zero, you know, this could potentially be a massive, massive gain. And in my opinion, I would rather look to accumulate these, right? Like I've accumulated Dogecoin, but not up here, right? I think this is not where I'm buying Dogecoin, right? I accumulated some Dogecoin all throughout down here, right? So, and maybe even a little bit down here. Like that's your accumulation range. I'm not buying this, but I will buy the retest, right? That's kind of a similar situation as Polkadot, right? Polkadot's price action looks a little different, but accumulation range, you're not buying this, but you might buy some of this. And even if you zoom in locally, it's kind of similar structure, right? Because you have your, come on, zoom out a little bit more, right? You have your local value area, right? You break out, but you might want to go for the retest, right? But I'm not like, oh my God, sell all my Polkadot, it's going to zero if this happens. Doesn't mean it can't go to zero, but that's not what I'm doing personally, right? Same thing on TIA, right? This is another one that we covered. And again, if you want more details, definitely check out that video, right? TIA is just still sitting down here. Honestly, I kind of hope Polkadot and TIA go back down so I can keep buying them, right? You know, it's going to be, at some point, one of these is going to go, and you're going to think back and be like, oh, my God, why didn't I pull the trigger down here? And I'm not telling you to buy this. I'm just telling you guys what I do. For all we know, TIA can go to zero. I bought TIA last night, right? If TIA goes to zero, I'm prepared to take a loss, right? So just not financial advice. I'm not telling you these are any, like, crypto is all based off of hype. It's not even like, I don't want anyone thinking, like, this is guaranteed to go up just because I'm buying it, right? But, you know, a lot of people aren't going to feel the need to buy until this starts happening. But I don't want to say too late, but like this is not the optimal entry. So you got to find those charts that are undervalued. TIA, obviously undervalued. DOT, especially being such a utility token, like undervalued, right? Beam, potentially undervalued, right? Beam's even already gotten a little push up. But yeah, go check out that video if you guys want a little bit more info. And we're pulling back a little bit from that Fibonacci retracement. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Rose. Let me pull live chat back up here. I'm just in the super chats. T is better than Link and Dot. Shout out to man, I can't pronounce that. Abo. Shout out to Abo. Yeah, I hope so. Let's go. Hey, from Manchester, UK. Shout out to Big Don. What is going on, bro? Welcome into the Mafia, bro. I appreciate you for being here. All right, let's continue on. BTC check, please. Wow, a bunch of people wanted the BTC check. Let's check it. Let's pull up the actual chart. Come on, zoom in. Yeah, she just messing around with that 786. Did we get let's see. Yeah, she's rejecting the 786. Is this gonna be the lower high? Short it to zero, guys. I'm just kidding. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you did get a I'm not saying this is gonna be the high here, but come on with this dang anchored VWAP. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's hard to say. And it's really hard for me to Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You got your 30-minute green. Your 45-minute green dot is printing. Let's see. If you're going to get another push up above this high, I think it's going to happen on this green dot on the 3-minute. Because that 45-minute green dot, that 1-minute money flow doesn't look good. 15-minute red dot. Ooh, yeah. I would probably favor a little bit more of a push down here. Kind of mixed here, though. Not really a strong setup, to be honest. But let's check. We'll keep an eye on this. Take a quick look at Rose. Kind of two arguments here for Bitcoin, right? Because the 1-minute money flow is coming to the down, and I just mean short term, right? Like the 1-minute money flow is coming into the red, right? With your 15-minute red dot. This would indicate probably a bigger push down. But your 3-minute money flow, if I want to see what this 3-minute green dot does, because if this 3-minute green dot prints and gives you a little push up, that 45-minute green dot could potentially give you a continuation up here. Because that 3-minute money flow and the 45-minute green dot is very similar to like the 90-minute red dot or the daily red dot and the 90-minute money flow crossover. So we'll see. Hard to say. That 15-minute red dot is probably going to trump if I had to guess. But we'll keep an eye on it. That's not something I would really trade. All right, let's take a look at Rose real quick. We haven't taken a look at Rose in quite some time. Shout out to the CandleMafia, guys. If you're in here, I appreciate all 1,300 of you guys for hanging out here with us to stare at the charts and just look where that money is sitting. Look for where that money is sitting. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for smashing the like button, guys. We are so close to 850. I think we're going to wind up giving away $200 in Solana on Friday's live stream. 1,000 likes, guys. 1,000 likes. We're giving away 5 Frankie Candles hats. Take your profits, baby. Shout out to Brit Guy. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you saying that because a lot of people need to hear that. Let's long it live. You want to long that 3-minute green dot? Not something I would casually just long alone. But should we do it? All right. I don't know. Maybe we won't do it. I don't know. Maybe we won't do it. I just know, right? This is not how I trade. This is gambling, right? Well, not even really, right? We're doing the analysis, but I just don't want people, like, you can't copy trade, guys. If you copy trade someone, you're going to lose all of your money. That's why, it's just not, it's not a sustainable way to trade. But there you go. The 3-minute money flow in the green, that green dot is what we wanted to see. So we'll see. I think if you're going to break that high, that 3-minute green dot and money flow coming up with your 45-minute money flow, right? 45-minute green dot could be the thing to push us back up into here. What does that move, actually? Let me see here. That's at 2% to the 786. Ooh, baby. 1-minute money flow, 7-minute green dot looking to print. I mean, that's a risky trade. Just because you have conflicting signals here on the lower time frames, to be quite honest. Too conflicting. If I were to take that, it would be a gamble. And if I did that as a gamble, I would have to make sure that I'm very clear that that's not how I trade, right? That's not going to make you money consistently over time. Can it make you some quick money on a gamble for fun? Absolutely. But I don't want to teach bad habits as long as people best YouTube channel out there. Shout out to Brit Guy. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to Yeshi says, Frankie, we need a live trade. Let's go. And here's the thing. So sometimes we can take a live trade, right, if the setup is there. Absolutely. But the key to trading, guys, in my opinion, right, and any real trader will tell you this. I think we'll agree with this, right? Trading is not about getting on the chart, and it's kind of a mixed bag, right? Because, you obviously have to look at the charts to find your next trade. But you don't want to sit on the charts and look for a trade to enter. Right? There's a difference. What you want to do, or the way I do it, right? The way I've been able to find success doing this, right? It is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. You do not want to sit on your chart and say, okay, where can I enter a trade? Okay, there's a green dot here. Let me enter that trade. That's not how you trade, right? That's how you gamble. How you would trade is how we trade in the premium Discord, where we literally look for setups. Let me pull up the BTCTA channel, right? I'll just find an old post, right? That let me see here. Bada boom, brother. Let me see here, right? Try to find a setup before it played out, right? So that was already played out. So yeah, like something like this, right? The idea is, hey, if price pumps into this level, I am looking for these specific confirmations. It's an if this, then that statement. If you want to trade and actually become a profitable trader over time, consistently profitable, if you want to learn the skill of actually knowing what to look for on the charts to consistently find money in the market, you have to trade like this. You can't just go gamble, right? And I know it's fun, and we may be figuring out a way to kind of do some of that more fun stuff that is much more risky, but I just got to be very, very clear. It's not how you become a profitable trader in the Discord, right? We are saying, hey, we're looking for this move before price even gets up there, and then we know our trap is sitting up here. We sit on our hands, and we wait for price to come into that level. And then if and only if we see those confirmations that we're looking for, do we take the trade? Because what can happen is you can come up to this level and you don't get the confirmations and price is going to continue up, right? But more often than not, price will come in. And again, when you have a setup up here and you're looking for price to do something, it's an if this, then that. If price comes up here, then I reassess the situation. What's going on up here? Am I getting the confirmations? If I am, then I'm looking for a short in this case, right? And you can see, maybe you're looking for a bearish divergence, right? You're trying to front run this, like, hey, this might give us a bear div with money flow coming out, right? There's many things that we look at. You have to pay attention to liquidity, etc. But there's a whole thesis behind it, right? You have to have a trading plan. But more often than not, I think this is like the same trade, right? I believe this is the same trade. You start putting in higher highs on your price action. Price came into the level. You start getting the bearish divergences, just like you predicted. And you see the things that you were looking at for the trade, so you take it, right? Not jump on the charts and try to look for a trade to take. That's not how you actually make money trading. Now, again, is it fun to gamble like that? Yes. So, yeah, be careful out there. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. And shout out to Tron. I appreciate the, I don't know what that is. I think you forgot to write in the super chat. Shout out to you, bro. Or maybe that's a sticker. I don't even know. Shout out to Tron. I appreciate whatever that was supposed to be. Retro Mike says, ask any trader, any real trader. It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Shout out to Fast and the Furious. Shout out to our boy Vin Diesel. Let's go. You're too funny, bro. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech, bro. One of my favorite movies. But let's see. Now, does that mean, again, I can responsibly take a trade like this, right? Because I'm not going to risk a lot on this trade. If I get stopped out of that trade, I could take a million losses like that, and it won't hurt my account. But I just know a lot of people are going to FOMO into a low probability trade, and it's not going to go great. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so let's continue on here, guys. Almost at 870 likes. Shout out to the Mafia. You guys are the best, man. Thank you so much for smashing that like button. But let's take a quick look at Rose. Sound trades only, brother. Trapping, not chasing, like you teach. High probability only. Don't let a little excitement let us fall off our plan. Love you, brother. Shout out to TDK. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm thinking. And I'll be honest with you, right? Like, there are trades, right? A lot of times there's trades on the stream that I see that I want to take, right? And sometimes, low-key, I do take them off camera, right? Really what I'm worried about is people copy trading, right? Because not only do I know how people view influencers, right? It's like, you'd have to understand, if I did take this trade, right, I would take it for a loss that I could take a million times, right? So that's okay for me, right? When I go to Vegas, I don't go with money I can't lose. I go there expecting that, let's say I bring 10K or whatever it is to Vegas. I'm going there saying I'm going to spend this money for entertainment. If I walk out with profit, cool, right? I'm not going in there with money that I'm not supposed to be spending trying to make money, right? And that's kind of how I would approach more degenerate trades. But I just know not a lot of people are going to have the mental discipline to treat things that way. They're going to be like, oh my God, Frankie Candles is long. I'm just going all in with $100, and I'm just going to see what happens. I'll let it ride, right? And so for me, it is hard. It is hard. I like to take high probability trades only, especially in the Discord. Like we are not there's not 100 trades a day in here, right? We're not taking every, we do kind of trade low key every up and down, every significant up and down. But, I'm not taking any low probability trades. When we take a trade, they are absolute slappers. I only like to put we don't win them all, right? We can't win them all, but we like to long the lows before the price moves, right? Not get stopped out 100 times and then have a trade play out. But anyway, let's continue on. Fred is melting faces. Let's go. Shout out to Fred. But let's continue on. I want to take a look at Rose with you guys because I keep getting sidetracked here. Okay, so taking a look at Rose. Take a look at Rose. Pull up the daily. See what we got here. Let's see what we got. If you guys do want to trade, you can check out Belowfin or Femex in the link in the description down below. We are affiliates. If you use our link, you will be helping out the channel, which is very greatly appreciated. I try to give away as much free sauce as I possibly can. But if you guys do use our link, the reason I say this is not just because we have links, but it is also because if you use our link, you'll get access. You have to sign up for the access, but it's it's easy. But if you do use our links, you will get access to what we call the dining room, which is a free trial, basically like an endless free trial to the premium Discord, right? We drop one post per week in here, and a lot of times they're trade setups. This actually just trade setup went out actually yeeting, absolutely playing out. But I don't want to leak anything. Yeah, there's that long. I think this is that long actually playing out, I believe. So yeah, we do put trade setups in here. We just share like one post per week to kind of help you guys get an idea of what we do in the actual Discord. But we do it multiple times every single weekday in the Discord. But if you do use our links, I just say that because you will get free access. If you sign up with one of our links, come to Unlock Access, read these directions, and it'll tell you how to get in. Whether you use our Femex link, Blowfing link, Mexi, or Big X links, you will be able to get in here. So yeah, go check it out. But on Rose here, I will just go ahead and say that we got a nice little volume profile here locally. Let's zoom out a bit. I mean, this is low-key, guys. Low-key Rose is pretty much in the same exact situation as Ethereum was, right? We have our kind of upper range now, but it's a little different. You kind of ranged up here, ranged down there, so it's a little bit, you got kind of like a weird double range thing going on here. Let me pull this up here. I'd probably look at this like this, right? So you have an upper range up here, right? Almost the same exact thing as Ethereum, right? You have your lower accumulation. You break out. You're looking to go up to your value area low. And you do have this range here too. So this is going to give you some kind of a hang up. So I don't think this is probably going to play out clean like you see on a lot of the other coins. But this value area low is going to be your key level of support, right? You break out. You're looking to break 9 cents, 0.09789. Break above this. Hold it as support. You're looking to go up to the POC. Break the POC. Hold it as support. You're looking to go to 15 cents. But this is going to be the rotation of value, in my opinion. Right now, again, you do have another local range here. So you kind of have to look at both of these, whether you're looking at it as two different ranges or you're just extending this range all the way through here. Right? So it might even be a little bit simpler to kind of just look at this as one big range. It's just annoying because it is right on top of your old range. And I know that gets a little confusing for people, or at least maybe it doesn't. I just imagine that new people probably get a little bit confused by that. But, I mean, you're just looking for the rotation of value, right? And simply put, bing, bong, flip this level. You're breaking out of your lower range while also getting accepted into your upper range. So really what you want to do here is hold above here, get to the POC, and then once you flip the POC, that's where you look for the bigger move up to about 12 cents, right? Not as high as we were looking at before, but, you know, obviously the volume moves that level down just a little bit. So that's kind of what I would look at. Very likely, if we continue up, you're going to interact with these levels, right? So as far as market cipher, you got your 10-hour money flow finally looking to cross over into the green. VWAP coming up, not looking too bad. Weekly, green dot confirmed. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily red dot confirmed as well. 90-minute money. This one's a little bit harder with the market cipher. It's a little bit more choppy, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, I'm not going to make a call on market cipher here. It's a little bit choppy, but those are the levels I'd be looking at. You guys can screenshot these and keep them on your chart. Now, if I go ahead and zoom out here, actually, you can see kind of the bigger picture, right? This is a similar bigger picture to Dogecoin, right? And it's nice on Rose because we actually have a 2021 high that we can look at, or a 2022 high, I guess. We actually have older highs that we can look at, which is not the case on a lot of other coins, right? So if we go ahead and we pull this, value area low, POC, value area high, right? Then you have your accumulation range. This is kind of more what we were looking at on Doge. Again, are you seeing a trend here, guys? I want to educate as many Mafia members as I possibly can. For free. A lot of people charge for this information, guys. Right? Are we seeing a similarity? I'm going to pull it up next to each other because TA does not need to be hard, guys. I know it looks hard. I know it looks confusing, but it does not have to be that way. I am just a normal person. I was not in the gifted and talented math classes or anything like that, right? You can do this too. I'm just a normal person. Looking at Dogecoin, we'll just pull them up next to each other. Are we seeing any similarities between Dogecoin? Let me pull the box, right? And I will extend this so you guys can see it a little better. Are we seeing a similarity between Dogecoin? And I'll even draw the boxes. I'll try to make it look as similar as possible. Take away market cipher B. Right? Are we seeing a similarity here? 2021, all-time high. 2021, I mean, this is kind of back here. If you see, you can see my cursor on both screens, guys. Right? But up here, this upper range, bear market. Boom. Bear market. Accumulation range. Breakout. Right? Follow the cursors. Retest on Dogecoin. Dogecoin got the retest of the POC value area high as well as the Fibonacci retracement. Right? What is going on here? Oh, no. Right? You get the breakout. And where do you go? To the previous value area low. Breakout, where'd you go? Previous value area low. You get the resistance, and you've retested the POC, right? This is almost exactly what Dogecoin did before breaking into its, not all-time high, but its previous highs, right? Or close to its previous highs. Drop a sauce can in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat if this is kind of like, or if you're looking at the chart and you're like, oh my God, wait. There are altcoins that are sitting behind the ones that already pumped. You do not, everybody wants to chase the pumpers, and I am not saying by any means, guys, I am not saying by any means at all that Dogecoin cannot continue to rip here. I'm not saying Dogecoin can't just fly. But what I am saying is there are a lot of altcoins that are very likely to follow suit on what these early movers have done. And there is better opportunity, in my opinion, to be buying something that is still down 86% from its high. And not to FOMO into something, I think there's more opportunity than jumping into that, than jumping into Dogecoin, which is now only 46% away from its all-time high. Does that make sense? Right? So just, this has not moved along yet, right? And again, I think Dogecoin's going to pump. I think Dogecoin will likely make new all-time highs. I own Dogecoin, right? But I do not buy it here. If you ask me, Frankie, what would you be looking to buy right now? In my opinion, I would not be looking to buy these giant green candles, that's for sure. But would I be looking to buy Dogecoin down here? Absolutely, especially if I know it's a bullish retest, right? Well, this is a lot closer. You're not catching it on the retest, but this is a lot closer to getting in at a decent entry before a bigger rip to the upside, because I'll tell you this right now. Pull from the low to the high. Do we have the 786 retest? Okay, so you did not hold the 786. Or actually, yeah, but you test that POC. So if you get the breakout here, you're looking for that value area low, flip that value area low. If it's going to play anything like Dogecoin, you could be looking for something like that. Just understand, right? These charts, right, if they didn't have names on them, you probably wouldn't know which one's which. Does that make sense? Drop those sauce cans in the chat if you guys are learning something here, right? And we'll see. Maybe it doesn't happen, but I'll tell you this. Through my experience and through the coins that I've seen make moves and do this exact same thing, we called Dogecoin on the live stream going up to break 16 cents. We were looking up to 26 to 38 cents, and it is exactly where we went, right? I'm not saying that because I'm the best. I'm saying it because you guys can learn how to do this. You don't have to sign up for the Discord, right? If you want to trade with us, take your trading to the next level, learn how to be an actual trader, then you can join the Discord. But there's plenty of sauce here on these free live streams, right? You could take the information we get for free here and make money trading. Find another person who has a paid product that will tell you you don't even need to be in there, right? We give enough sauce here. Now, is there tons of more secrets, not secret sauce? Well, I don't want to call it secret, but tons of extra sauce in the kitchen. We cook in the kitchen like crazy, guys. Ask the people in the chat. Anyone in the premium Discord, let them know if you're getting that sauce in the premium Discord. But just know, There is so much free information on this YouTube channel, guys, not only on the channel with the tutorials, the beginner series, but on these live streams. There is so much free information, so don't feel bad if you don't have money to lay out for a premium product like the Discord, right, to get that extra help, to trade alongside us. It's okay, right? I want that to be where people come when they want to take their trading seriously, when they want to take it to the next level and really start making money, right? That does not mean that if you put in the work from learning from these live streams that you can't take that information. We're giving sauce here. If you take this information, you apply it, right? Will the Discord potentially expedite the process? In my opinion, that's the biggest mistake I made when I started trading, was I didn't get into any kind of Discords. To be quite honest, I didn't even really know they were a thing. But if I had something like this, right, my goal here is to provide free value, because there was a point where when I was learning, I didn't have a ton of money to blow, right? I didn't have a lot of money to, even if I did have a signals group or see a signals group, I wouldn't even really be able to afford to be in there, right? So my goal with this channel is to create as much free value as I possibly can. Create create the resource that I wish I had, right? Because, like, I don't want people to blow up their accounts. Learn from my mistakes. I blew up more accounts than anybody in here. I can guarantee it. Right? So learn from my mistakes and save yourself the time and the money. That's the goal of this YouTube channel, is to give you guys a place that you could come to expedite your learning process. And then again, you want to come into the paid stuff, that's fine. But I will be the first person to tell you, you can take this free information and make money off it. I can't promise you that, right? Because it's not the only thing that makes the money, right? The trading psychology, I can't promise anything. You could lose a lot of money as well. But, we give this sauce out, right? So there you go. But again, shout out to Premium. But yeah, best channel on YouTube. Let's go. Shout out to Peter. Let's get it. But yeah, I always say this to the Discord. We're raising the prices on the Discord, like I said. But we've also thought about potentially putting a barrier to entry, like an application to get into the Discord, because I really don't want, this is why I'm so open about the Discord not being a signals group, right? Because we don't want people who want signals. You're not going, think of it this way, guys. If you have a signals group, if signals group worked, right? If a signal group worked, why would I have ever learned how to trade, right? I probably would have just gotten into a signals group and became a millionaire overnight, right? Can we check out Gala? Shout out to Jonathan. Yes, we'll check out Gala right now. But hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I want to dish that educational sauce here today. Give a little bit of extra free education here and just show you guys, right? And maybe this won't play out. It's not guaranteed. But if it plays out, you're going to be sitting there, right? Or me, right? I'll just talk from my point of view. For me, if I wanted to buy Rose, and I'm seeing this on the charts, and I understand how this works, and Rose goes, shout out to rhyming, I'm going to be looking at this and be like, no, I saw this. I saw this. I just didn't trust the TA. Why didn't I buy it? Now I got to buy it up here, right? And I think you're going to have time to enter the alts, right? I think, again, I'm not don't FOMO all your money into alts right now, in my opinion, right? I'm dollar cost averaging in. If we get dips, I'm going to buy those dips, right? We come up, I'll dollar cost average, right? But yeah, there you go. All right, let's continue on. Shout out to Lots that I just got here. I guess really good timing, because I really want to learn trading. Your free content literally made me go to your paid content. Very helpful, very clear-minded respect for you. Hey, shout out to Lot. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And like I said, guys, listen. Do you get when you pay for something, you get value, right? At least that's how I run. That's how I run our stuff, right? You're gonna get value if you pay for something. I mean, you get value. You get infinite value when you don't pay. But it's crazy. The messages we get about the premium Discord is insane. But I just don't want to. It's the same thing with the indicators, guys. Shout out to Lux Algo. We are sponsored by Lux Algo. They make amazing indicators. If you guys want to check them out, link in the description down below. Highly, highly recommend them. But I will just say, right, I as a content creator, I don't want anyone out there starting with a small amount of capital thinking that they can't trade or they can't learn how to trade unless they're in a course, unless they're in a Discord, right? Now, again, is that going to expedite your learning process? A lot? Absolutely. Is it going to help you make more? Probably, right? Is it gonna expedite your journey? In my opinion, 100%. Again, it was the biggest mistake I ever made. But that does not mean that you can't learn how to trade for free. I don't want people blowing their last dollar thinking they're going to come into a Discord and just get told when to buy and sell. That's not how it works. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, right? If I just said, hey, come into my Discord, guys, I'll tell you when to buy and sell, and you guys are just going to get rich overnight. Wouldn't that make you scratch your head? Well, then why doesn't everybody just do that and not have a job? But I teach you how to actually apply yourself and learn the techniques so you can actually leave your job one day, so you can actually fire your boss, actually make money on your own time from wherever you want. But it takes work. It takes dedication. But I'm here to help you and expedite that whole thing, right? So there you go. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Tron. Thank you for gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Tron. Unbelievable. Not only that, guys, we also have the best community, the best trading community out there on Earth. I swear. Shout out to Alex. We did TA on ICP. I thought you said TIA or ICP. I was like, we just did TIA. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Rose, guys. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Gala. Actually, another one that I'm keeping my eye on. My eye on. That sounds weird. All right, let's take a look at Gala real quick, guys. Take a look at the Binance chart. Oh God, my neck's starting to hurt. I gotta change the background so I can stand up and stream, guys, because I'm starting to become a hunchback. So let's take a look here. Let me re-pull this. All right, so take a look at Gala. I mean, Gala in the same situation. Now, I don't know if this changed, but I don't believe Gala has the best tokenomics. I'm not 100% sure. Can somebody confirm that? Caspa would be sexy. Shout out to Index. We'll take a look at Caspa next. But, I mean, same thing, right? Here is your 2021 high accumulation, right? If you're looking to buy altcoins, like for me, if I'm looking to buy Gala, could Gala go to zero? Sure. Risking's investy. Somebody put it on a t-shirt. Risking's investy. Somebody put it on a t-shirt. Risking's investy, guys. Investing is risky, guys. Life is risky. Investing is risky. Can this go to zero? Yes. Would I regret not buying here if this thing follows the rest of the alts or some of the other early movers and gets a big move up? Absolutely. In my opinion, for me personally, not for you, for me, the risk is bigger. In my opinion, the opportunity risk is bigger for me to not accumulate down here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. We talk about this on Bitcoin all the time as well. Bitcoin sitting down here is structurally where you had your 2021 highs, your accumulation range. I'm glad I DCA'd in that range. I didn't care that I bought some high, I bought some low, I bought some high, I bought some low, right? Because my average entry price when Bitcoin blasted off to new all-time highs was at the bottom of the bear market. When if Gala goes off to new all-time highs, which, by the way, newsflash, not all coins go back to their all-time high, right? But if Gala were to break its all-time high, when I zoom out and I'm like, oh my God, the parabolic bull run has started, and I'm up here, I don't care if I bought Gala here, or here, right? All I'm going to care about is that I bought at the bottom. And we talked about the same thing in the Bitcoin bear market, right? Talking about how, hey guys, when Bitcoin goes off to potentially 100K, am I going to care, right? When Bitcoin goes to 100K, am I going to care if I bought here, or here? No. All I'm going to care about is that I bought the bottom of the bear market. And look where we are. Some of these altcoins are going to look very similar to Bitcoin and probably even crazier, right? So just remember that. For me, this is a buy for Gala. Not for you, but for me personally, because I'm willing to buy some here and then come down and then buy some here and then maybe some down here, right? Not saying keep buying down to zero, but relatively, some of these altcoins have not moved. Just keep that in mind. But let's pull up Market Cipher really, really quickly here. Let's take a look. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. I mean, your weekly money flow is coming into the green. This is typically the thing, right? Like Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin weekly money flow crossover into the green occurred for the first time here, and then for the, I guess, let me actually zoom in on this. Once you start getting that money flow crossing into the green, it happened here, fake out, and then again right here. But either way, even though it bing-bonged around a little bit on the weekly money flow here, what happened, right? You buy, you're looking for price to continue the trend to the upside, and what happens, right? Gala's in a very similar situation, getting its hopefully first and only. Hopefully you don't have to fake out into the green, but you're getting that weekly money flow crossover. It might take time. You might get a short-term dump. If you buy up here, it might go down. You might be negative for a little bit. But eventually, if Gala is going to continue up, this weekly money flow crossover is a good enough sign as any for me to look to enter in and potentially look for that rise to the upside. Now, I do hold Gala. I'm not saying I'm going to buy Gala. Like when I talk about accumulating coins, guys, I bought TIA last night, right? Like I am accumulating TIA. I talk about that all the time. I own Gala. I have not bought Gala in a while, and I'm not saying I'm going to buy it. I just like to be clear about that. When I say I will be accumulating TIA down here, I am actually accumulating TIA. I may or may not buy more Gala down here. But there you go. Let's see. And here's the other thing too, guys. Not every coin is going to go, right? Who knows? Maybe everything goes. I mean, I don't see this being the case, but maybe the whole market goes and your favorite altcoin kind of just bing-bongs around and underperforms. Sometimes that happens. It's the risk of investing, right? That's why you got to pick carefully. But in the middle of the bull market, guys, you could pretty much throw a dart. And whatever it lands on, buy it, it's going to go up, right? Almost guaranteed. Not saying it's guaranteed. That's different. But, I bought a scam last cycle and made a ton of money and then wrote it down to zero. I'm not perfect, guys. Turned $100 into $15K, and I was just like, nah, that's not enough. It's going to go to $100K. I don't care. And then it went down to zero. Didn't wreck me or anything, but it was, probably my worst trade ever, technically. Let's see. Is Polkadot a good investment for the long term? Shout out to G Dizzy. Shout out to you, bro. We could take a look at Sheeb, and we will also take we just took a look at Gala. We'll take a look at Sheeb. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Gala, guys. We'll take a quick look at Sheeb. But yeah, is Polkadot a good long term investment? I mean, let me be honest. I can't tell you what to buy. I can't tell you where to put your money. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just some crazy guy who makes money trading on YouTube. But I personally hold Polkadot for the long term, right? I own a bunch of Polkadot, right? I'm down, actually, on my Polkadot. But I am not scared. I'm not like, oh, my God, I'm down on my Polkadot. I should sell it all, right? Because I think it will pump. That does not mean it will. I am prepared. I have already accepted the risk that if Polkadot does not go up, I'm okay eating that, right? So just understand that. Just because I buy it, my guess is that Polkadot will go back up, right? I'm not panic selling my Polkadot. As a matter of fact, I'm buying more. So there you go. And we'll see. Maybe Polkadot just does this for the whole bull market. Seems extremely unlikely. But again, here's the thing, right? Was anybody thinking that you have to understand, most people don't understand what they're looking at, right? So people see this dump and they think it's bearish. They don't understand that you've broken out of a massive accumulation zone. They don't understand that you're coming down to retest a key level of support, 786 value area high POC. They don't understand that when they come down here, they don't know that there's a likely higher low to come in here in the macro to continue an uptrend, right? They don't know I don't know what just happened. Let me go back here. They don't know that they're coming down to test a key level of support, right? They don't know that it's to start to continue an uptrend, right? They don't know that you had a bullish change of character down here and you're looking for higher lows and higher highs to come in on price. Shout out to Lux Algo for the indicator. But what they're seeing, all they're seeing is red candles. All they know is this must be bearish. Is Dogecoin dead? These are the questions that we get when this happens. When, as a matter of fact, the chart looked great. The chart broke out and got a bullish retest for a higher low and an absolute explosion to the upside. So, does this mean Polkadot's going to go to $1 million? No. But just understand, nobody wants to buy the things that haven't pumped. They're chasing the pumps. This is not what you want to do. If you chase something, it will run away from you. Keep that in mind. Anyway, let's take a quick look at, what was it? Love, Peace, and Hair Grease. Shout out to VW John. Have a good one, bro. So, yeah, is it a good investment for the long term? I'm holding it long term. But just understand, like, if it doesn't go to the moon, I'm not going to make any money, right? So, yeah. Thank you very much, as I don't have a lot of money, and this is very helpful, and I appreciate you. Yeah, shout out to Shelly. No problemo. Sheep. We'll take a look at Sheep. Let's take a look-ski here. Right, and yeah, even this, right? Like, a lot of people probably thought she was dead down here. Now, I'm not saying that I was screaming from the rooftops, buy she, but I'm just saying, right, when you're looking at Polkadot, just because Polkadot kind of is still stuck down there does not mean it's not going to go, right? It's just not exciting. But this is why I want to point people in the right direction. Someone who doesn't know what they're talking about will say, go chase this coin. It's already pumped 500%. Go buy it, right? Not how it works, right? That's not how you're going to make money. So just understand that. Like, when we look at Especially, you know, I don't think this is the case, but especially if anybody's thinking like, why would you be looking to buy this? It hasn't pumped. That is the point. If you're new here, this might be a genuine question you have, right? And I'm here to help you. Why would you buy this coin, right? It hasn't pumped, right? Why would you buy Atom? It hasn't pumped, right? And the answer is, that's the point, right? That is literally why you would look to buy this and not something like Dogecoin. I'm not saying don't buy Doge, right? I'm just saying it might be pumped already, right? Or at least it already got a big move. There's more opportunity to buy down here than up here, if that makes sense. I'm going to stop beating that dead horse. Let's go ahead and check out Sheep. I'm actually going to pull this up on a live stream chart. What's Bitcoin doing, by the way? Yeah, just kind of bing-bonging around. All right, let's take a look at... Oh, yo, shout out to Tron. Thank you for gifting that Frankie Candles membership. I appreciate you, bro. Who got it? Shout out to New Game. New Game got that membership. Shout out to you. Shout out to Elite Ways EZ. Said Shiba is better than Doge. I say it. Shout out to Elite Ways. I mean, let's take a look here. Take a look at Shiba on the live stream chart. We already got this thing mapped out. For whatever reason, guys, I mean, I will say this, right? Sheeb loved this volume profile. We broke out of the accumulation range, absolute bada bing, to the value area low, to the POC, to the value area high. We came back down. We lost the range. Where'd we go? We went back down to bullishly retest the POC and the value area high. I don't know if this is going to be a retracement, but if it is, it would have been even saucier. Yeah, you kind of held on to that 786, right? Gives you that zone. But at this point, you're back in your range here. You went from the value area low to your POC. Like, all that is left to do here for Sheeb, in my opinion, right? Now, can you pull back? Let's take a look at Market Cipher, right? We got this nice little accumulation. Let's check the 4-hour. 4-hour green dot printing. Let's check the lower time frames. Yeah, it's choppy on the low time frames, right? We're getting choppy price action, and it's being shown on the indicators, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So, with that being said, I'll just say this. Your one job, and your one job only, is going to be to break this POC at 26.64. You break above 26.64, hold it. That's where you can look for the bigger move up. Just like what happened last time we were in this range. Right now, it did actually happen extremely fast last time. Right, last time, you ripped up to the value area low, tested as support, ran to the POC, ran to the value area high. Right back down to the POC. But that's how I'm expecting this to get respected in the current price action. Right? Maybe you even get a pullback, right? Because, again, is your daily red dot looking to print? Yeah, daily red dot's confirmed. 2-day red dot looking to print. So if you get a pullback, value area low at 2056 is key support, and then your key level of resistance to break above to potentially open the door to 4467 is 2664. Hard to read those small numbers. But again, if this is gonna follow in the footsteps of Doge, which literally looks almost identical. Accumulation, rip up, retest of the prior range, new all-time high. Right? Not new all-time high, but new high. Crack that high. Break a structure, I should say. So there you go. Right? Pulling up Lux Algo real quick. When you look at Lux Algo, you got the bullish change of character here. Right? Weekly change of character. Come on, let me delete this. Weekly change of character. At this point, you are looking at things in terms of favoring longs. Bullish change of character. You have the green candles come in. You're looking for lackluster pullbacks, which, again, when you're looking at a weekly time frame, the lackluster pullbacks can be pretty aggressive, right? Because if you're looking for support on a 786 or a golden pocket, right? Like this, where is your high or low likely to come in? It's likely to come in somewhere between your golden pocket 786 retracement, which sits right here. Where'd you bottom out? I mean, you've lost this slightly and then got the bigger move up. But this is the bullish change of character. Now you're looking for lackluster pullbacks for high or low, which you got, just like Dogecoin, and then you look for a break of structure to the upside. That is the most probable thing to happen. Now, is it going to happen tomorrow or the next day? Can you get a pullback on the 1 hour? Yes. That does not mean that this is invalidated, right? But just like Doge, same thing. Breakout, retest for a higher low, and now you're looking for a break of structure just based off market structure. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on Um, COQ hasn't even pumped yet. So early, sure, things will fly with AVAX. Yeah, I agree with that. I still hold my COQ. I constantly hold my COQ, guys. But yeah, I still hold it. I'm just gonna be. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it goes to 0, I don't care either. It's a very small risk for me. It's kind of just like a gamble. I hope so. I really do hope so. But there you go. That is what we're looking for. Let's see. No ifs, ands, or buts. You better buy the peanuts. Shout out to Wick. Let's go. The only problem I have with peanut is, again, not that it can't continue to pump, but that whole thing, that whole meme, that whole story is only going to hold relevancy for so long. Unless it just winds up becoming a character based off that one thing. But eventually, once that whole thing kind of cools off, I don't know how well that meme coin's going to perform. But again, who knows? I'm not a big meme. I'm not like my edge is the charts, right? My edge is the charts. When we come up here, right, I'm not going to tell you, buy this meme coin because this community said this and I saw this tweet and all this stuff, right? That's not what I do. What I do, shout out to Doo-Doo. What I do is I tell you, we should have clipped this. When Dogecoin is knocking on the door to higher prices, knocking on the door not only to higher prices, but specifically 26 to 38 cents. And what we want to see, that flip of support, to see the POC come in at 26 cents, to see 38 cents come in at the value area high. We're sitting at 39 cents, right? And this is all on live stream, guys. I wish I had it clipped. So this isn't like just in hindsight, we said it played out, right? We literally, as price was tapping this, resistance until proven otherwise. Once we flip it to support, it opens up the door to the POC and 39 cents or 38 cents, right? Same thing with XRP. We did this on Monday, right? Monday, we were tapping our head on this key level, right? They say TA is voodoo. TA doesn't work. It's astrology for crypto bros. I cashed out a whole lot of money off astrology for crypto bros yesterday. I'll just tell you that. I think people who think that TA doesn't work, people who think TA is astrology for crypto bros, are people who don't have the mental discipline or the focus or maybe just the time. But I think the people who hate on TA are the ones that they don't have the mental discipline or just the drive or the ambition to focus on a skill and learn something, and then have the mental discipline to manage risk to actually make money doing it, right? So it's much easier to just like, it's just food, whatever, that doesn't even work. The bags say differently. And if you've been here in the Mafia, you guys know how well this TA plays out. We do it live every day. We're not right 100% of the time, but the trick is, that's what they always say. They always say, yeah, but TA's not going to be right all the time. And it's like, that's the wrong way to look at investing. Right? That's the thing. People approach investing as this thing. They think there's a shortcut. They think there's an easy way to just get a buy here, sell here, guaranteed win. It doesn't exist, right? So people who ask me or say, well, TA doesn't play out 100% of the time, I already know where they're at, right? I already know. It's like, okay, that's not how it works, right? And the whole point is that you don't have to be right 100% of the time, right? You only have to be right. Honestly, if you're using good risk management, you kind of just need to have a slightly better than random win rate, which we don't have, right? We have a high win rate. Shout out to Rag Capital. But, yeah. Anyway, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, shout out to Wick. Says, knowing TA is like knowing how to read. You get the plot and characters, and there's a certain direction you can go, but it's not like predicting the future. Absolutely. Right? People say, I'm not going to talk about what leverage is in gambling, but people say trading is gambling, right? Here's why trading's not gambling, right? And the simple answer is risk management, right? When I put money down on roulette, right, I bet $100. If I see that ball spinning, right, and I see that ball bouncing around, and it's about to stop, not on my number, I can't then take my $100 out, right? I literally have to just all or nothing it. Right, that is the main thing that differentiates gambling from investing. That's like the biggest reason why it's not the same thing, right? Because you can manage your bankroll. Same thing with poker. Is poker gambling? Sure, right? But you can manage your bankroll. You can fold if you're losing, right? That's not what like a slot machine is, right? You put your $100 into the slot machine, you spin it for $100. You can't be like two numbers don't match, and then you're like, nah, I'm going to take out some of my money here. I'm going to take it back, right? That's why he's not gambling. So, yeah, keep that in mind. But anyway, shout out to Leon. Thank you for getting that membership, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Mafia. I've already 10x my Pepe holdings. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Free Discord announcements. Let's take a look. Free Discord announcements. Am I going to get trolled right now? Am I going to get rickrolled? Tony D loves to rickroll. Yo, risking is investy, bro. Yo, Tony, we got to do that, bro. Risking is investing. This is fire. This is fire, guys. No one's even going to know what it means. Let's go. We should only make like 10 of them and only give them. You have to prove that you were in this live stream live to get a t-shirt like that. Shout out to Tony D. Unbelievable. But anyway, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We took a look at XRP. We took a look at Gala. We took a look at Pepe. We took a look at Sheep. We took a look at all the altcoins. We gave a good look at Bitcoin here, and we'll see what happens here. We got the rejection here from the 786. But again, let me see. Let me pull up Market Cipher really quickly. Yo, shout out to Leon gifting those 5 Frankie Candles memberships. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to everybody who just got a membership. Thank you for doing that, bro. And yeah, shout out to Jonathan. Shout out to Stardog, Dave, and Corey. Let's go. And Todd. Welcome to the Mafia, guys. Welcome to the Mafia. Yo, Index. Yeah, you're right. I did say I would look at Caspa. We could take a look at Caspa. He's like, you said you were going to look at Caspa. This is rigged. Yo, we could definitely do that. All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a quick look at Caspa. Oh, what am I doing? Got to go to the live stream chart. Casper. Or Caspa. Is it the MEXC chart? Where's our Caspa chart? There it is. All right, let's take a look here. Let's turn off the indicators real quick and zoom out. What are we looking at? What were we looking at? I think we looked at this yesterday, no? I believe we did look at this yesterday. All right, well, we're inside our major volume profile. I mean, this is held the low, went to the POC, went to the high. Now we're getting a pullback. And let me see. What was this? Yeah, so that was fib number 1, right? This would be the second fib. That's what these blue boxes were from. And to be honest, I mean, probably at this point, boom. Golden pocket, and I'll move this. Yeah, I'll just get rid of this. Golden pocket value area high. This is going to be kind of your most local level. But to be honest, I'd probably just be looking at this. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to continue this uptrend, you tap the value area low, you broke out. The full Fibonacci retracement from the high, from the low all the way to the high here. Golden pocket 786. Yeah, I mean, you lose this golden pocket, I'd look to go to the 786. If you lose this 786, I'd probably just be sitting and waiting for that macro value area low / monthly to get tapped. You might want to go tap that monthly. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. But, yeah, if you don't get the bounce off the golden pocket, right, this level didn't hold. If you don't get the bounce off the golden pocket, I'd look to go to the 786. And then if you lose that, I'd probably just want to wait for this area. But we'll see what happens here. Market Cipher says, see, daily red dot confirmed. Let's see, 8-hour, 4-hour green dot looking to print. 15-minute money flow coming up. I mean, I think you could probably get a little bounce here. If this isn't the bounce, I think you could get a bounce from here, just based off the 15-minute money flow coming up with the 4-hour green dot. But overall, I'd be looking at this in the grand scheme of things. I mean, yeah, I'd probably be looking. I mean, I might even pick up some Caspa here, to be quite honest with you. Because you got to think, right? Like, even if we get another big correction on alts, right? Where are we at right now? This is 12 cents. I mean, I will say this. You do not want to lose these levels. Because if we pull up the VPVR here, guys, I will just say, gigantic volume gap. So if you start losing this range, this monthly level technically at, call it 9 cents. If we lose this, pretty big volume gap all the way down to about 0.053. So but hashtag bull market, when we start seeing the alts fly, I don't know if we're going to come back down to those prices. So kind of hard to say. But yeah, I would like to hold that. But the short term, I'd probably be looking for the 15-minute money flow crossover into the green to give you a little move up. 12-hour money flow coming up. Daily money flow kind of locally coming out here. Let's check the higher time frames. Weekly green dot confirmed. Yeah, I mean, you're in your major range. You lose this, very bearish in my opinion. You lose that, you're probably coming down to like 5 to 6 cents. But if you hold this, bounce from these zones, if not from this zone, these are like the two biggest areas. And again, going in a little bit more locally to give you those actual levels. First zone here, where we're bouncing from, 0.1246, 0.120, and then the 786 second zone, POC sitting at 0.117 to 0.114. So that's what I'd look for on CASPA. Actually, I might pick some of this up when I get off the stream. So there you go. That's what I'm looking at, guys. But with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out here and smashing that like button, guys. We are at 988 likes. If we run it up to 100, guys, I'm out $200 in Solana and 5 Frankie Candles hats. So run it up on your way out, guys. We will see what happens with Bitcoin, but now you guys know how I'm kind of handling it. You know that liquidity sitting above us, the liquidity sitting below. So, yeah, we're going to be looking for the trades. I'll be in the Discord trying to find those next setups. And until next time, tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go check out that altcoin update video, guys. If you're new here, go check the beginner series videos. I'm going to populate that with even some older tutorials that'll help you guys kind of get up to speed with what we look at here on the channel and how we do the TA and how we're able to make these accurate calls so well. And then, yeah, and don't forget, if you want to get into the Discord, guys, the prices, I'm almost positive, are going up tomorrow. I wanted to give you guys an extra 2 weeks. That's why I've been talking about it. But if you want to get grandfathered in at the current price, get in, and then we're probably going to raise them tomorrow. So with all that being said, I will see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. Keep crushing the trades, guys. Use a stop loss. Use good risk management. And don't be out there gambling. Shout out to anybody in profit. I know the spot bags are pumping, baby. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
We got 1,000 likes, guys. We got 1,014 likes. That means we're giving away $200 in Solana on Friday's giveaway, on Friday's live stream, as well as 5 Frankie Candles hats. If you guys want to check out the colors we have, so you can already pick out the color you're going to get when you win the giveaway, go ahead and check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com. We also have all our links on there if you guys are interested. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on the roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on the road. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out.